Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 34, the only late night movie podcast you need to listen to here on YouTube, talking about the day's hottest events. Batfleck's back, new Exorcist Trilogy already sold before it's made, and of course, a massive campaign to cancel a great group of girls here in the Snyder Cut fandom, the Nerd Queens, all of that and more right now. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the show tonight. I'm joined early on by my buddy RJ, Resident of Justice. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you earlier for coming on my stream to talk about some certain controversy going on in the movement. It's been a very eventful couple of 24 hours.
It's not just the Nerd Queens, by the way, so we'll kind of start off just by talking about that. Actually, real quick here, before we dive into that, I do have to get my brief amount of shilling out of the way just to be on the same, we got the new channel members. Benson's has become a new channel member today. Thank you, man, so much for joining the crew. You can see it's an ever-expanding list of channel members that I'm very thankful for. I am going to be probably trying to push more of the Patreon here. Never mind this craptastic image, but that's what I was able to get before going live, as I'm rebranding this channel to Hollywood After Dark, because I think that this is the direction I want to go. I do this most nights. I have a lot of fun doing it. You guys seem to really like it. And as always, if you guys want to get in on this month's giveaway, I'm going to be giving away 40 years Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just hit 40 this year. And of course, there's a great Life magazine that is out there for it. I can have it mailed right to your home. And I think it's a nice little keepsake if you happen to be a huge-ass Indiana Jones fan like myself. I know H-Bart's got his copy.
Nice.
He sent me a picture. He's like, thanks for buying it and sending it to the store where I got it. So he found a copy in the wild, and that's fantastic. So thank you very much. Geeks here's asking, so no more $3 theater. No. $3 theater is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. But I'm pretty much just going to end up probably doing live streams on this channel under the Hollywood After Dark podcast. And that's going to be more of the branding going forward. I'm not deleting the channel or changing the channel. But this is pretty much where it's going to be.
More like a rename.
I think it's a rename and a rebranding. And I haven't rebranded anything with this channel in the last 4.5 years. Since I created it, the banner that was up there before, my old skull logo looking at a movie screen that was created by my friend Varg, who did a great job. And I thought about it, a lot ever since I broke my back. And I'm just like, man, I got into streaming and you guys are really receptive and you guys have been really supportive. And that's awesome. And that's kept me going.
Yeah. And I think streaming is the future when it comes to covering movies anyway. I think it's more lively. I think it brings in more of a conversation too. I think it's more entertaining for the viewers as well.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm getting a lot of people watching after the fact. We are getting the new channel members, and it's, while I do have my thoughts and my opinions about clearly the Snyderverse, and we will be talking about the fandom here in a few minutes, I am really appreciative that people from all different fandoms have kind of come here because they like the conversation, they like the call-ins, they like all that kind of stuff, and I think it just kind of adds to the overall conversation. And I agree, there's a bit more to it being live. Even tonight when I went on your show, I was in a Safeway parking lot waiting for an order to come in, and I was like, yeah, I got a few minutes, I'll jump on and crack a couple jokes and talk about the situation. And I feel like the situation, this particular one, Lord Slugger says, rip $3 theater, also rip Mundane Matt. You know what? Evolution is a thing. All right, man. Evolution is a thing. $3 theater isn't dying, but I'm not going to rename the channel or rename the URL. It's still
just like a Pokemon. Sometimes you just got to level up and evolve to the next form.
Yeah. So there's don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. Tony, I will probably do call-ins towards the end of the show tonight. Absolutely. So why don't we kind of dive into the first subject of the night?
Well, before you do, though, you do have a super chat.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry here. H-Barts, man. How did I miss that? Reeves Justice.
I might as well just rebrand my channel to that name at this point.
What, to Reeves Justice?
Yeah, just for H-Barts.
Why not? Yeah, why not? RJ, Reeves Justice. Do you know what it's like being Superman in the 1980s? A Superman? I don't know. We need Reeves Justice fighting. What was it? Canon? Did Canon Films do 3 and 4 of Superman?
I think it was just 4.
Okay, just 4, because Warner's didn't. Yeah, Warner's is like, F this, we out. If only they would do it again, right? If only they would do it again at this point, we might be able to get something good out of that. But thank you very much for that one. Matt here, a $2 one. Did you hear Netflix is doing a live action Pokemon series? That was the other thing I wanted to talk about today that I totally spaced on. Well, yeah, that was weird.
Yes,
That's a
I'm very much looking forward to it because of the name that they have attached to it. Joe Henderson, who worked on Lucifer, 11/22/63, a bunch of great television shows.
And that's I didn't know that till you told me, and I was like, oh, okay, like that's giving me odd hope. But then again, I mean, I look, Kevin Smith is an old school He-Man fan, right? Old school He-Man viewer, and I think he knocked it out of the park for Revelation. So I think, if you get someone who knows the property, understands the property, they can really kind of bang it out.
My hope for it is that it's, we had Detective Pikachu, which is like based off a spin-off game. I think what they should do with this live action series is be almost like a version of the cartoon in a way where like you follow a Pokemon trainer as they go to try and become a Pokemon champion. Like there's battles and stuff, and they try to like rise to the top. That could be a compelling, like it's like kind of like almost like a sports series in a way, like a Ted Lasso or something, but with Pokemon.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could see that, like I think a live action Pokemon show would be super cool because it would be like, they could do something like with Detective Pikachu where here's the thing with Detective Pikachu. I find like I like it a lot. I think it's a good movie. My issue with it kind of boils down to the fact that it's just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. And that's like and that's my biggest complaint with the movie. But I love the world of Rhyme City. I love what they built. I love how it looked. I mean, it looked really
it's
good.
Great world building. It was a great way to like do live action Pokemon. It's like, how do you turn this world into realistic in a way? Yeah. They made it work. It felt tangible.
They
100%
made it work, and I was really happy with the end result, even with some of the things. It was a little bit weird, like, was it Ditto, like the second in command was Ditto
yeah, that was fantastic though, because that's like a throwback to that Pokemon's abilities. I thought it was really cool. Like the hardcore Pokemon fans love that.
I mean, well, that's kind of the whole
plot
point
with like Mewtwo and the dude trying to like turn everyone into Pokemons. That's a little weird. Like it's over the top, like 80s kind of movie stuff.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the whole point of it, I think, is at this point, you really want to they want to do something a little bit different with it. Legendary Pictures was behind it. Obviously now they're looking at a sale. There's been those rumors that have been coming out that they're looking to be sold again, but they were bought a couple years ago by a Chinese company.
Yeah. Was it Wanda?
Yeah, it was Wanda. So they were bought by China. A company in China, but whatever. And then now they're looking to sell, which I think is really interesting because they have a lot of IPs, but I do think that the pandemic has really impacted Hollywood in a way that is going to take a lot of years to recover from.
Right. Yeah. I'm a little concerned. I did watch Grace Randolph's movie math video, and you may have your thoughts on Grace, but I thought she brought some really interesting points where it's like the box office isn't recovering the way I thought many people thought it was going to, and it's a little bit concerning, especially with the Delta variant and some other stuff going on in terms of the world right now. It's like people aren't rushing out to go back to the movies, and habits might have been changed forever because of the pandemic. That's going to take a couple of years to recover from.
Yeah, there's going to be, I mean, clearly not forever. Obviously, things are going to go back to normal at some point in time. But there was today, for example, you had a Fox News reporter asking Jen Psaki, the press secretary, and he's like, oh, Dr. Fauci said that we seem to be going backwards. Whose fault is that? And it's like, for one, what a preposterous thing to say, you dipshit. Sorry,
that's very smarmy.
That's my left-leaning politics attitude coming out. Yeah. But at the same time, she was like, well, unvaccinated people are the reason why it's going backwards. And that is fundamentally true. People who have the ability, because in this country, you can get a vaccine for free. The people out there that are like, oh, I've already caught COVID, I don't need to get a vaccine because I won't get it again. It's true and it's not true. I looked into it today. You're looking at they have the ability to kind of be immune for roughly about 90 days. And then after that, they can get it again. So it's not a permanent immunity. You know what I mean? It's not a permanent buff like you would get in an RPG. Mm-hmm. This is something that it's a temporary thing. And get the effing vaccine, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I don't mean to dive into this whole tangent, but I'd also say too, it's just in terms of the CDC, I think them rushing to lift mandates and say, no, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, and putting some economic stuff ahead of public health also didn't help credibility. It's a whole thing, it's can of worms.
Oh man, that's it's a mess. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on the politics of that for too long. I know a lot of people here are probably here for a number of reasons. For one, you have Saggy Melon says RJ smells. I mean, that is top
the real question
commentary.
Though is, how does she know that I smell?
I don't know. I sent her a link because she's also been following this whole cancel Nerd Queen thing. So
she might be over on Enosh's stream, maybe, or she's like kind of dual stream, maybe. She's gonna pop up on both.
Maybe, I don't know. I would argue that this is more important over here. But anyway, H Bart's here with the $2 super chat says, "Had a Dasher steal my Arby's, but I got a refund." Did Enosh come back? Did Enosh come back for the Arby's he brought you on your birthday? I mean, that, you know what? I understand the slowdown in super chats, but my gosh, man. I'm kidding. Yeah, get that refund, boy. Get that refund. Very much need to get up on that thing. So, I'm just looking through the chat here real quick. All right. Yeah, I would like to see
one more super chat and then we're caught up.
Oh, right, there we go. All right, Rational Skeptic says, "Do you guys think this film will erase Batfleck?" Well, I had someone call me out tonight because I have said, apparently I was looking at one of the leaks, and I think like one of the quote unquote leaks, by the way, I'm air quoting that. And, I said, look, I think it's like, the rumor was that Ben Affleck was just going to be Bruce Wayne. He was not going to be Batman.
That's correct. A lot of the leaks are saying that he wasn't going to suit up at all. So I was very happy when we got these photos. It's like, nope, he's in the Bat Cycle. He's chasing down an armored vehicle. We're going to see at least Ben Affleck's Batman. At least in the back, we might get like some frontal, some frontal bat action, I guess, maybe, but.
Well, and looking at some of these images, I would think, like, for one, I've been saying this now for a while, and I just stand ultimately by it, and that is flat out that Warner Brothers is leaking all this stuff.
At this point, yeah, I'm in agreement with you. There's like no way it's not, because either that or they have like the absolute worst set security of all time.
No, it's I mean, they absolutely hear because everything going on is just, they're trying to show you as much as the movie as they can.
They're trying to get excitement built up.
Yeah, and then Batfleck got people excited. I think it was actually trending today.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's a good marketing strategy. People are talking about this movie pretty much every week. It's just like Suicide Squad in 2016, where there's so many set leaks. It was talked about all the time.
Yeah,
it keeps the movie in the public conversation.
And the crazy effing thing with that is that, like, the Suicide Squad opens up next week. So I'm wondering if this is also going to be part promotional for Suicide Squad.
Possibly. I mean, they just had more fan screenings today. A bunch of fans got to go to the screens, and they just announced that on Wednesday, you'll be able to go, if you live in a select city, you'll be able to like reserve tickets and go to a special IMAX premiere event as well. So they're trying to get people to talk about the movie and get positive word of mouth. Again, I've not seen anything negative. People who are doubtful of the movie are very happy with it. So.
Yeah, who was it? Geekdom 101 actually drove down to Miami today to watch it. And he came back and said that it was amazing, it was awesome, it was everything he wanted. It was like, he said his exact words were, it was like Deadpool times 10.
And he said it's probably the most violent comic book movie ever made. Which that's true. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I know. I find it to be I can't wait to see it, for one. And I do want to touch upon, like, and that is we'll talk about a little bit about that here in a second. But you can get more shots here. There's the Batfleck bat symbol, like, I
saw some there. Snyder fans complaints like, why isn't the same Bat Cycle concept art from BVS? I'm like, please shut up.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that stuff. Yeah, it's all right, and that's all they got right there. There's some other ones there, I think, right? Okay, we can look to see here. Yeah, so the Batfleck symbol, and then is this, wow, they got a video of this thing here.
Yeah, there's been 2 videos, I believe. One where, that's the slow-mo one where you get like clear details of the crowd.
I mean, come on. Who the fuck shot this in slow-mo? Because look, here's the thing. This is slow-mo shot in the camera, by the way. This is slow-mo shot in the camera. This is done in the camera. This is not done.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Matt. When we got the close set leaks of like the 89 Batcave and Batmobile, that's when I knew this was Warner Brothers. Because like, how does this close set photos leak like that?
Yeah,
that's, like,
look at that. Well, I'll tell you again, like how you know it's something that was pre-done. So if you go and you watch, notice how right here it goes. It starts at full speed and then it moves its way into half speed, right? like, or right here. So this is flat out. This is absolutely flat out something that was shot from a tripod on a studio. This was using a slow-mo scene, like either from a cell phone.
They're basically letting the paparazzi capture these photos.
No, they're capturing them and then they're leaking them. That's what's happening
here. Oh, you don't think they're letting the paparazzi take these photos for advertising?
This is too clean. This is a direct dude. Again, look at here. Starts off full speed and then it slows down. You know what does that? Cell phone footage when you shoot in slow motion. There's things for that. This is done in camera. This is not done, after the fact. Like, this is straight up, man. True. Like, yeah, there's
another video too. It's the one where he's chasing like an armored vehicle. I don't know if they have that one at all.
Yeah,
it might be in the article. I'm not for sure.
Might be. Well, they said that there's click here to view the original posts. Maybe the Flash has got that one here. There's the other video. Come on, there's gotta be more here than that.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Yeah, look, it looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be going on with this. Obviously, if he's chasing after something that's armored, look, if you want my honest opinion, this is the beginning of the movie. Okay.
Really?
This is the beginning of the movie. If you want my honest opinion, because because they're going to chasing. He's doing something. He's working with the Flash. He's going to be, that's kind of the whole point, is he's going to end up doing something where they're going to be chasing down like a bank robber and they're going to be working together. And then they're going to go work on, this is them clearly doing something. So there's definitely that, like, that's kind of how I view it. And there's a reason why I find this to be really, really, really funny. And I need to, I want to look it up real quick. So I want to just kind of take that off the screen, but,
I did find the, video, by the way. It's in the private chat.
Okay. There was, oh, come on. Where's the images? It was Harper's Bazaar had it here. Come on. There was photos taken from the boat. Ben Affleck was effectively on Twitter today. He was trending on Twitter. I don't know if you happen to see that.
Oh, when he was hanging out with J-Lo, grabbing her butt.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is everyone's like, oh man, Ben Affleck is straight up like, he's
tapping that ass.
Oh no, Ben Affleck, because the other day, like, there was photos of him going towards a private plane, and they're like, oh man, Ben Affleck's totally going over to film right now, and like, here he is over on J-Lo's yacht, and he's like slapping that ass, he's slapping the booty, and then it's just like the reflective look in his face, like, that's right, I'm fucking Batman.
I know some people were saying, oh, he's being said Affleck. No, he's not. That is a Chad look right there, saying, yep, I know. Yeah, I know you're looking at me.
Yeah, that's like, look, because they're also remaking an old photo from back in the day. This one here is effectively what they're remaking. If I could get it to work, come on, damn it! Like, just bring it up. Anyway, God,
BuzzFeed.
I know. Oh, we'll open it in the new. They're basically remaking this image from like back in the early 2000s when they were together. That's basically what they're doing. As Jess here says, he's owning that ass. Music Man here says, all up in them cheeks. And so I do see your super chat command unit as well as Benson. We'll get to that here in a second. I just want to finish up this section.
Yeah, H-Bart's had one as well.
Oh, H-Bart's had one as well. So yeah, you guys are on point. Thank you. So let's bring up this other clip here. Again, this is too clean to not be. This is too damn clean.
It's a super clean thing. There's even like, one from like the viewpoint of like the other side, like through that gate or whatever you call it, the entranceway, where you see the car coming towards the screen. So they see the car and the crowd running.
Oh yeah.
And they see Batman and they stop and then they say cut.
Okay, so let's say, yeah, you can see this here. That's a pretty tight drive right there. That's a nice Humvee though. That's pretty dope. An armored Humvee. Yeah. So this is
Gotham City, right?
This is meant to be Gotham City. This is, I think, them shooting this probably in probably like if they're shooting at Gotham City and they're in the UK, they might be shooting this in Glasgow.
Yeah, they're shooting. This is all Glasgow. Yeah,
because that's where Burton's Batman was. So,
do you think they're in?
That's where they shot that one. Well, there's been a lot of questions about that. Like I heard someone earlier tonight. It might have actually been on your stream. Someone saying, "Well, where does Iris West fit in on this?" Well, the photos we saw of Iris West were her with Barry and Bruce Wayne, which means that she's going to be basically like a variant version of Iris West. So she's not going to be the Iris West from the Snyder Cut. because even though they've interacted in the Snyder Cut, this is an Iris West from another multiverse.
That's interesting.
And has like no one put that together yet? Because Barry's not gonna take her through the Speed Force. You know, like,
yeah, that's true.
Hey, baby, you want to go fast? Like, get on. Like,
he's gonna really show himself to be the fastest man alive.
Like fucking Doc Brown shows up. You know, Barry, Iris, you gotta come with me right away. Well, where are we going? Back to the past? No, to the future. It's your kids, Barry. Your kids.
Oh, do they become assholes or something? Yeah. No, she marries a black guy.
Oh, whoa, wait, whoa, what?
That's a Family Guy joke.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
yeah, that was a Family Guy cutaway joke where Doc Brown comes back and says, "No, your son married a black lady." It's like, we don't call with that.
Oh wow, okay. Like I was unaware of that joke, so I thought you were the cancel RJ hashtag going to be going on.
No, I was referencing Family Guy.
Oh, okay. Real quick here, let's get to H Bart's $2 super chat. Thank you very much. It says here, will The Rock abandon DC if Black Adam fails? Survey says, ding, 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 absolutely.
He'll go to Marvel.
He will go to Marvel. No, he absolutely will go to Marvel. I'm not even making that up. I want to know if I could find the video clip.
It's not going to fail, though. I think it's going to be a hit.
It's not. It's look, he has a proven track record of being the star and it not crossing like $400 million. I think I said conservative estimate on this one. I mean, like 650. Yeah, so I want to find this clip from today. Wow, don't Google Alexandria Daddario on Twitter. It's probably a good thing that I'm.
What's wrong with doing that?
Well, no. What I mean by that essentially is don't do it, and have the screen up, because the first thing that pops up is going to end up being a it's going to end up being a thing with, like, you see boobies.
Oh.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Lord knows I like boobies. I'm totally okay with boobies. I like her boobies.
She would be a great, well, I don't know if she'd be Satana, but maybe like an Adam Eve if they do the live action Invincible movie.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that. And they are doing a live action Invincible movie, by the way. But here, I just want to bring this up because this is when we talk about The Rock, right? So she was asked, San Andreas 2, is it happening? Because this was, again, when I have brought up The Rock bouncing away from franchises, people like to bring up, movies like San Andreas, which apparently had a sequel announced. It did have a sequel announced a number of years ago. Well, Alexandria Daddario now weighs in on it with Perry from Collider. This is what she says.
Is San Andreas 2 still a thing? I wasn't even going to bring it up, but then I was reading the bio that I was sent for you, and it's in there.
I don't know why I don't know what that bio is. I don't know. It was mentioned to me several years ago when I went into New Line. I don't think that the exec that I was speaking to is there anymore. But they had a draft written, but I as far as I know, it's not happening. But I don't. It's been a long time. Okay. I don't think so. I think it was in development at one point, I should say. That happens in Hollywood all the time.
Yeah, so I mean that right there is
not because The Rock got too busy.
Yeah, most likely. But it's, again, that's the whole point. Is like, if there was loyalty, they would do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not criticizing the man as a businessman. He's a good businessman. But like, they wanted to establish San Andreas as a franchise.
And that was New Line Cinema, correct?
Yep.
And they're the same people who make Shazam and Black Adam.
Yep.
So,
just to give you an idea on that one. Anyway. And I wanted to bring that up anyway. So quick here. Benson says 5 pounds. Thank you, man.
Oh, you missed H parts though.
We just got H parts. We just got H parts.
My bad.
That's all right. Some crazy guy is having a delusional rant about Zack Snyder and using his blinkered vision to defend the Restore fans. Accountability versus entertainment's out the window again.
But I don't know, Benson. I think that's a little harsh against the guy. Come on.
I know he's live right now, and apparently I have been mentioned a couple times or something in there. I don't quite know what's going on with that. But that's what I've been told. And I mean, look, he can have his opinions. All right. Like, he can have his opinions on it. We clearly disagree on that front. But I think, again, time will tell. And yeah, I mean, look, people are they're going to keep moving. They're going to keep moving the estimated time of arrival, till like eventually it's going to be like 15 years down the road. Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, the graphic novel,
See, here's the thing. We thought that the original Snyder Cut would be like the Richard Donner cut, where it takes 15 to 20 years. Turns out it was the sequels.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. That's a good point. But going forward, again, nothing is shot, nothing's in can, nothing is written, nothing is set in stone, obviously, but it's nothing like with the Donner cut. They had footage they cobbled it together. With the Snyder cut, they had all the footage. They added a little bit extra here and there, and they finished the CG and looked amazing. And that's it. Like, that's just simply it. Now, when the movie hits home video, I think in September, we'll have a better understanding within 6 months of how the numbers were for when it came out and how it performed for the rest of the year, at least in physical media release. But that doesn't, we don't know anything else on that front. And I mean, well, I believe that it's done. And I'll tell you another reason why I think that is done too. And I think that, I think a lot of it is the fans. I say that, and I mean that. Like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, we'll get into that soon.
Well, because there was something there was what really prompted it today. What really pissed me off today, even before all of this Nerd Queen stuff went down. There's right now they're promoting the hell out of, they're promoting the hell out of the Suicide Squad, which I don't know about you. I am very excited to see.
Yeah, I am too. But there's just some people who are very butthurt about the Ayer cut, and it's getting a little annoying.
Yeah, and so today, there was a clip that popped up on Twitter from a guy named Kevin McCarthy, and he posted this interview with James Gunn, who looks like a hipster Colonel Sanders, by the way.
Yeah, he's got white hair now.
White hair, white beard. It's like, dude, dye it. I just want him to dye his hair. I just want James Gunn to dye his hair. I can't stand him looking like Colonel Sanders. It drives me up the wall. Not in a bad way. I love James Gunn, but it's just like, it's just.
How old is James Gunn?
Let me look. How old's Gunn age?
I'm wondering if it's like all the stress got to him or what.
54 years old. Yeah, I would say stress in the last couple of years. I get it, dude. My last 3 years, I have gone grayer than hell on my beard and a few other places. But anyway, they brought up the whole thing with the Ayer cut, and
people
James,
were very salty about this clip.
And I want to play this clip for you guys because it's something that again speaks to the difference of experiences that each of these guys faced. And James acknowledges that, but apparently that's not good enough. So just take a listen to this.
And the support you've given to David Ayer over these years has been really amazing, because I think David Ayer is a phenomenal filmmaker, and I hope one day that we can see his cut. And you tweeted something the other day I thought was really interesting. You said that kind of what he went through in that process kind of helped pave the way for you to be able to make this movie. And I'm wondering if you could elaborate on that. And have you seen his cut? And I mean, in terms of will you keep championing it to come out at some point?
I haven't seen David's cut. We've talked a lot about it. We've talked, he's told me exactly what happened with everything. And, a lot of the people at the studio are different people than who were there when his movie was happening. But I do think that Warner Brothers they have traditionally been the studio that supports the director. Like, that's
100%.
Who they have always been. And so I think that has been sort of a glitch with some of that stuff that was happening in the overall history of Warner Brothers. And so, of course, they're sensitive to criticism, just like, anybody would be. It's a studio, but it's also made up of human beings who, in my experience, have been some of the best people I've worked with in this industry. If not the very best, from the studio side. These are great people. So I think that, of course, they're going to be sensitive to that. And I think it makes them even more likely to be incredibly supportive of me because of what happened. So I don't dismiss, David's experience at all with that, and I'm grateful for everything he's done for me. He's been just a completely stand-up great guy from the beginning, from the moment it was announced I was doing this movie, and I really love him. I think he's a fantastic person.
Well, James, thank you very much. And the
So
support
I mean, so like there, it's just him. You know.
Yeah, people are upset because it's like, why didn't he call out Toby Emmerich? Why didn't he say this or that? Why didn't he say he supports releasing the Ayer cut or this and that? And it's like, come on.
Well,
like, nothing he's going to say was going to be good enough to them.
No, obviously not. But it's like the thing is though, and this is what really pushed me over the edge today, was I was like, look, both James and David, in my opinion, are stand-up guys. I think James Gunn has a very disturbed sense of humor, and obviously so now does the rest of the world knows that as well.
Well, yeah, that's his background. It came from trauma.
Yeah, it came from trauma. Like again, it's you know, trauma stuff, a lot of the crazy push the edge, all that shit. And I like to make really terrible, dirty jokes as well. So I kind of relate. I never go that far, but I get it. And but the thing is though, is like clearly the two have talked. Clearly James is aware of what's in the Ayer cut and probably what it was like to work underneath the old regime. The old regime was Kevin Tsuchihara. And then, yeah, it was Toby Emmerich, but really Kevin Tsuchihara was the head of Warner Brothers at the time. And he was the one who was, you know, like, it wasn't just like Warner Brothers Picture Group. Tsuchihara was a head of the company. You know, like Kilar is the head of CEO of Warner Media. He's kind of like what Tsuchihara was. And Tsuchihara was very involved in trying to make this more of a monetary decision. And they did all their shit and they really fucked it up. And Ayer had a rough time because he also had to write the movie in like 6 weeks, you know, and so he wrote it real fast and they shot it real fast to get it out there to meet this time frame. And Gunn didn't have that problem. And that's not Gunn's fault. That's nothing on Gunn, but
it's the studio.
But and the thing is, they go, oh, the studio worked with him, allowed him to do his thing, and he had a good experience with them. And I see all these people, and they're like, you know, no, we're not, you know, don't watch this movie and, you know, boycott it. And like, oh, but like Toby's a horrible person and Walter Hamada's a terrible person and they're all racists and bigots. And it's like, I'm just like, guys, shut the fuck up at this point. Just shut the fuck up because nothing you're saying has any value to it anymore. It's just white noise. And this is where you live your life. And if you literally sit there and if you look in their Twitter feed, it's nothing but like pecking and pecking and pecking and gossip and just
That's why I'm gonna be interested what happens on August 5th because they're gonna try and release the Ayer cut to like, you know.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you this right now. I'm not gonna fucking tweet that. I was going to. I'm not gonna fucking tweet that.
Are you gonna retweet anything?
Nope, not a thing.
Not a single thing. Okay.
Not a single fucking thing.
I'm getting to a point. I'm getting to a point where I'm kind of in agreement where it's like I don't want to tweet or say anything. I'll tweet about going to go see the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I hopefully by that point, because on the 5th, I'm gonna go see it at an early screening. I'm gonna go to the early night if I can't go see it. If it doesn't come to my town early, which I don't think it will. I live in a small 40,000 person town. Obviously, like it's not gonna come here early. But the reality is that I'm not going to sit there and like, I'm not going to, you know, that's James's day, in my opinion. I mean, cause I know the movie came out, Suicide Squad dropped August 5th, 2016. So there is like an anniversary side of things there. But at the same time, I just don't care anymore. I'm so agitated at this fan base that I just want to actively like poke at them. And I want to get other people to poke back at them because this shit is getting too fucking insane. And that actually is a great segue into the whole Nerd Queens thing, because also Saggy Melons has joined us and she's got an insight into it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure do. By the way, I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it.
Okay.
I also have a question. You said I smelled. How do you know that?
I can smell you through your mic. It's gross. Take a shower.
I already did though.
Oh, that's bad. You still stink after showering.
Okay. Okay. I literally don't care about how either of you smell.
I smell amazing.
You're a smoker. I can honestly say that's not the case.
That's actually the case because I'm a smoker. And here's the weird part. I hate the smell of smoke, even though I'm a smoker. So I always, like literally people are shocked. They're like, how are you a smoker and you don't smell like smoke? Because I literally carry perfume with me everywhere I go.
Most smokers know how to get around smelling like cigarettes.
Yes,
You know,
because
because like
I don't like the smell.
yeah, but like once you quit smoking, oh my God, it like lights up your nostrils like either it is the best smell or the worst smell. So if I'm around somebody, because I hit 15 years no cigarettes, September 4th, right? So 15 years, that's tough. But if I'm around somebody and like they light up a Camel Light, right next to me, and like because you can smell the difference.
Yeah.
And I smell a Camel Light, and that was my brand, or a Camel Crush, or basically just a fucking Camel. I wasn't a Marlboro bitch. I was a Camel guy, you know. And so, but that's like one of the best smells in the world. That first puff, but then after that, it just turns into this like suffocation of odors that I can't stand. And so it's a very tough place to be.
Well,
And
I quit smoking for a whole year because when vapes started becoming a thing, I turned to vapes. And for the record, it was actually like I didn't smoke a single cigarette for a year. But unfortunately, with the vapes, I ended up getting like bad bronchitis. So after that, I was like, dude, I smoked since I was like 13 years old. Never had bronchitis. I start vaping. Now I'm like dying. Like for a whole month, I was coughing up a storm. So I said, F this. If this is what I have to deal with to stop smoking cigarettes, I'm going to go back to smoking cigarettes because because it's the nicotine. Vaping has nicotine in it. So it's like the nicotine that's the addiction. But the first thing I noticed too with vaping, I could breathe again. I could sing better because I can hold a tune now, you know, without the struggle with the smoke. But no, I hear you. But I don't smell like cigarette smoke. Just
yeah, well, that's fine. That's okay. So you at least take care of that. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we touch upon the crazy shit of the day? And that, of course, is the whole cancel Nerd Queens thing. Because obviously, as I've been saying for a while, and again, I stand by this. The Snyder Cut fandom is in free fall. It's
a toxic wasteland of scum and villainy, full of hypocrites, bullies, and liars.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's good to see that after this nonsense, some people are finally calling it out. You know, friend of mine, Enosh, the channel right now is calling it out.
Yeah, right now I was over there watching.
You know, yeah, you were over there.
He seems very passionate, by the way.
He's pissed. He's pissed.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm watching it. I'm not listening to the audio. Obviously, I'm looking at his facial reactions.
Yeah,
he seems very angry.
I was just looking at that too, and he has this look like, you know, he looks very pale and he looks very upset.
He's livid. We're all livid because we're all freaking livid. Like it's the stupidest thing. I've talked to these girls. I've heard all the stories about like what happened, what led up to this, and it's absolutely full of bullshit. It's just literally entitled people who felt entitled for the Nerd Queens to do something that they didn't have to do.
Yeah. Right. And I don't know if anyone's looked into this, but I know there's accusations of racism, and I think Cole having a burner account where she pretended to be a black woman. Has anyone done any research on that to figure out if it's true? Because I don't think it's true, but like, where is this coming from? This Mackenzie Mack thing.
Yeah, so they're saying Mackenzie Mack disappeared right after Zach announced the winner of the art festival. Was there an art festival? I honestly don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing, is people are talking about stuff from like years ago.
Yeah, the thing is, they're just really kind of making this up as they go along.
I mean, you got Abu Nas. Will Rollins is apparently an actor. Well, he's apparently a background actor for the Batman.
Well, Abu Nas here threatened to fight Enosh.
He did.
Not that long ago. Yeah,
and it's upsetting because Abu Nas is actually, like, I've seen the streams he's on. He's like he's funny. He's talented. I remember watching a stream with him, and I was just jamming because he took somebody made a joke in the comment section, and he made like a fire track out of it, and I was like, this dude's talented. Why is he doing this?
Well, you know? I mean, like, the thing is, though, is a lot of these guys, you know, like this year, like the Dark Council, right? Like, these guys are aligned with the Fandom Menace, and they're using a lot of that tactics, in my opinion.
But here's the thing: I have a lot of friends who are Fandom Menace, and they're friends with Abu Nas. They say nothing but good things. Here's the thing: I don't think these people are bad people. I just think what they're doing, they're not realizing, like, they are participating in cancel culture. And these are the same people who literally cry about it when it happens to one of their own. And it's literally the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard in my life.
Andy Wells tweet makes no sense. It's conflating the Nerd Queens account saying I stand on Ray Fisher and calling them hypocrites because they said, "Oh, Batfleck looks cool," or "The Bat Cycle looks cool."
Well, right, and but see, this is the thing. This is the other thing with that as well. And I wanted to find. I think I have it. I have it on my profile here real quick because this is probably one of the reasons why. So 10 hours ago says, Nana, or one of them, whoever runs the account, said, while it's fun to see these pics of Batfleck and still hope for his return, we still won't be seeing The Flash in cinemas or on Max unless Ray Fisher gets the justice he deserves. HWAD still hasn't apologized, and we can't forget his part in The Flash was crucial. And then so this is kind of like her responding to this, I think, is more or less what put a lot of that out there. And I'm just gonna say this. I said this already. My response was, this is a bad take, and I stand by that. Going out and boycotting a movie that roughly anywhere between 10 to 15,000 people worked on, all because you don't like the executive producer, and you have this weird idea of what's going to happen, because I'm sorry, like, Ray turned it down. So there is something you have to consider that as well. Is this whole thing is like, it's just stupid to boycott this. Ray Fisher himself has said he's going to go see it. Right?
True, but he said not opening day.
But here's the thing: they're boycotting it for themselves. And I've always said that. Like, you don't have to call out for a boycott, but if you want to not see a movie as your own personal choice, then that's not calling for a boycott. That's you saying, I don't want to go and see this movie for X, Y, and Z. It's not calling for a boycott. So I have to disagree with you that I don't think it's a bad take, only because it'd be different if they were calling out for everyone else and their followers to boycott something. That'd be different. But if they themselves are like, I'm not going to go see this movie because I don't support X, Y, and Z, but they're still saying we can still appreciate some of the stuff that's going on, I don't think it's a bad take at all. I think people are really just trying to reach for any reason to cancel these girls.
The bad take right here is calling them racist. I think.
That's I agree. Well, I'm trying to find. Did she delete the tweet that they were going after?
There's screenshots of it somewhere. If you look up the cancel Nerd Queens thing. Oh, right there. Right. Yeah, right there. All right, go back down. It's that thread. Responding to the thing. I think she did delete the tweets. This is her response, and you can see the quote tweets where people started going after her.
Yeah. So the idea there is essentially that, so in the Army of Thieves trailer, we see that Dieter and Natalie Emmanuel, whose character name I don't know, but that they kiss, right? And so clearly that's like the part of the romantic comedy heist film that this movie is that Dieter is going to be, he's going to be digging on Natalie Emmanuel. Yeah. And if you've ever seen Game of Thrones and
all the Nerd Queen said was that, Dieter is a type.
Yeah. His type. And then it's a picture of him fist bumping Vanderhoe, which is in no way racist at all. And then these people came out and they attacked it for being...
Yeah, they're trying to say that, his type is black people. Like, what?
Oh, no, that person unfollowed me today. Now I know why. There you go.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, good.
Was it stop lying, please? As a person of color, I feel offended by your remarks, but what hurts me the most is attempt of trying to hide your racist intentions behind something that... Like, I actually did not mean that. It's a poor choice of words. She didn't say anything wrong in the first place. Right. I mean, that's my take on it. Like, she was like, he's got a type. I
love how people start off with, as a person of color. It's like, I'm a person of color too, and I disagree. And that person was one of the people who immediately followed me when I started posting on this on Twitter. So now I know why. And if you are watching, don't follow me back, because you are absolutely supporting cancel culture. Go fuck yourself. Sorry.
Well, this is the thing too. She's got nothing to apologize here for. When I said Dieter has a type, it had nothing to do with race, but I see how folks can take it that way. I apologize for the misunderstanding. What I meant was his type is a smooth talking to too cool for school, sexy badass type, and that's fine. He had the
agree with my
bromance.
Friend Hans about this. Like, when you apologize for something like this, it's like an admission of guilt. But she did nothing wrong.
Not an admission of guilt. It's her clarifying what she meant so people can shut the hell up.
No, because they're not going to shut the hell up though. You never apologize. That's the reality of it. You never ever apologize.
Because I don't blame her for apologizing, though.
I don't blame her for apologizing, but I'm telling you, this is the rules of the fucking internet. You never apologize.
Because people are idiots.
Okay.
Because these people are going to come. They're never going to. For one, they're never going to be satiated. We understand that. We know that. All right. So it's like people come at me all the time for like, how can you call yourself a Snyder fan if you think the Snyderverse is dead? I'm like, because I have two fucking eyes that can pay the fuck attention. I'm not going to apologize for my opinion on something that I can back up with actual evidence of things people have said. I'm not going to apologize for that, no matter how many people dogpile me or fucking bitch and moan in public DM groups. And yes, I've seen the images, but I don't care. about that, because at the end of the day, it's still my opinion. The thing is, though, is like in this scenario, the people, what you guys have to understand is the people that are attacking Nana and Cole, the Nerd Queens, the thing, they've been at them for a while. And the reason why has everything to do with JusticeCon. That's what it boils down to.
And that Deck the Halls event, too.
Well, and that's a Nicotina thing. You know,
Deck the Halls of Justice.
Go after, Grant, don't go after Nicotina. He's had a hell of a week. Leave him alone, Chris
There's
Cocker.
too much stuff going on, man.
And the thing is, it's ridiculous, and it's happening like this because a lot of people won't stand up and fucking say something, and that is the reality of it. So it's like, look, our friend Enosh is streaming right now. You guys know earlier I was pressuring him to do it, and first he turned me down, and then he's doing it, and I'm proud of him for doing it. Because you cannot.
Make sure you give context to why he turned it down. So
he turned it down because he says his opinion's already been known, but at the same time, when this thing is happening, you can't rely on past laurels.
Right, but I mean, like, I understood why initially he was just like, he was hesitant because at the same time, Enosh also, these are the same people who went after Enosh and came at him about some stuff. And he also has some people he's close to that are connected to these people. So I understand sometimes you don't want to rub some people who are close to you and are blindly following these people, not understanding what they're doing. So I kind of understood him at that point. But yes, I will agree. I am glad he's using his platform to speak up against it, because at this point, like I said, if people who are close to you don't see that this is wrong, what's happening, then they don't deserve your friendship. They don't deserve to be your friend or associated with you if they really are okay with these people going around saying cancel somebody.
Well, Matt posted that Edmund Burke quote. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. If you don't call it out, it's almost like you're saying it's okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole point, is like, I feel sometimes when it comes to this shit, like, when they were going after Enosh, like, I fucking stood up and I clapped back on Fatal J, and Fatal J pulled out the polar bear shit and tried fucking canceling me on that crap. Like, hey man, I'm sorry, like, everyone knows about that at this point.
Right.
It's not.
These people are going to kill the fandom. They really are.
They've already. The thing is, like I said before, I think on your stream in the chat, Firewater said it best. Snyder won the battle. Warner's won the war. All right, that is again cold, hard reality. Snyder won the battle, got the movie to come out. Warner's won the war because they hold the fucking money. They hold the power. So at this, unfortunately, and I agree with that, but that's where it's at. It's like, at this point, it's time for everyone to lay down their fucking arms, go the fuck home. Because when you stay out on the battlefield and you got nothing to fight, what do? You start fighting amongst yourselves. And then people out there will tell me, no, Matt, no, but Ray Fisher has been poking the bear for months because he's not happy with the way it's been turning out. And that's fine. That's his take. That's absolutely okay. But at this point in time, it's not like, you know what? I want him to get the apology, but it's also, he should also realize it's not going to happen because they're never going to admit fault. Because like I said before, you never fucking apologize. And that even goes as far as in business too. So it's because it's never going to be enough. If they come out and they apologize, do you think these people are going to back down from attacking Warner's? No, not one bit. They're going to ramp it up. Because there's still, Ray, you apologize. Now give us Justice League 2. Give us Justice League 3. Give us a Cyborg movie. Give us Batfleck. Give us all this stuff. It's all of these things that you're like, look, you got what you wanted and you didn't even give it time to fucking marinate. And I added to that. I'll fully own that. I added
partially
to that.
Though, that was Warner Brothers' fault with that stupid Ann Sarnoff article that came out like a couple of days after the movie.
Oh no,
he wouldn't have time to celebrate.
You have a couple days. Well, you had a couple. You still won. They can't take that away from you. They can't unmake the movie.
Sure, it would feel like a spit in the face, though.
Well, but then again, I keep pointing this out, and I said this last year when Ray Fisher called out everyone at Warner's. How many of you still fucking have your HBO Max subscription? If you have an HBO Max subscription, you cannot fucking say I stand with Ray Fisher if you're going to pull that shit. Because if you want to call it hypocrisy, there's hypocrisy on that front too. And that's the whole point, is like when you look at what people are saying, like Abu Nas and Fatal J and those guys, they do make a couple valid points. But a lot of it is roped into whatever, what was that? What's Mr. West? What's his name?
Oh, Mr. West Ashley.
Ashley, right? He has me blocked on Twitter, so I don't remember his fucking
Who
name.
cares?
But
He's a bitch made bitch.
I know he is. I know he's bitch made. But it's like he's out there calling Nana, he's like, oh, she's a devil worshiper.
Yeah, Abu Nas said the same thing, that she worships the devil.
They're pagan witches. Do they not know what pagan witches are?
They also said plus size, devil worshipping Caucasian.
Yeah, they had to bring up her size and stuff. Like,
that ain't cool.
And it's weird too because some of these people, you go to their page, they literally have like hashtag suicide, mental health prevention, awareness, blah blah blah. But you're here sitting here.
Guy,
yeah, that one dude who was like, you go to his page, he's like, oh, suicide prevention, mental health awareness, while you're literally doing something that's gonna affect someone's mental health. You fucking
targeted harassment.
You hypocrite! Trying to cancel somebody to shut down their YouTube, their additional source of income because you're so butthurt because you don't get to talk to Zack Snyder. Oh, I'm sorry. Well.
Yeah, well, Tony here says just like the people who claim to cancel their Disney Plus their sub in light of Gina Carano, right? And they still have it. People who say, "Oh, I'm going to cancel Netflix because of cuties," and they still fucking have it. A lot of these people, you have to realize, you have to understand, they are absolutely, positively full of crap.
They care in the moment, but they don't care the long term.
Exactly. It's instant gratification.
It's literally everyone. Because like
it is literally everyone.
I haven't listened. People and RJ can attest to this. When I first got into this, the first thing I said is I don't technically really support Disney, so I'm not going to pay for Disney Plus to see all these shows that everyone keeps talking about. Would I love to see these shows? Sure. Do I want to pay Disney additional money, all this money to do it? No. RJ's even said, I'll let you use my subscription. I still have said no. I'm not going to get Disney Plus. I will stand by that. However, I've never said I was going to cancel Netflix because of the cuties thing. Yeah, the cuties thing is gross. You know what I do? I just don't watch cuties. But I'm not going to cancel my Netflix, and I don't even pay for Netflix. It comes with my phone plan. So again,
how can I cancel what I don't pay for?
Right? How can I cancel what I don't pay for?
But I know.
Like, overall,
I still think Saggy should talk about Disney Plus stuff, though. She needs to
shut up. Anyways, but overall, like, I get what you guys are saying, but none of anything that we're saying warrants anyone being canceled.
No, not at all. Not at all. Look. What they said on their Twitter, the joke about Dieter having a type, guess what? That's perfectly fine. That's acceptable humor. All right? Like, that's acceptable humor because it's like, oh, yeah. Homeboy's got a type. Cool.
Plus, it's shipping him with a black man. Okay, like, the Nerd Queens are pretty woke. They're not racist.
Weren't they weren't people trying to ship Dieter and Vanderho?
When the movie first came out, yeah.
Yeah, like Dieterho or I don't know, Van Dieterho.
Van Dieter.
I don't fucking know. I mean, it's like, look, not everything needs to be shipped together. I'm actually generally pretty anti-shipping, to be honest with you. And the thing is like these people are just being butthurt and they're just trolls and they're just bitches, to be fair, because all they're doing is, if you listen to them, it's always like, why weren't we involved? Why weren't we given this platform? Well, then fucking earn it. I said this on RJ stream.
Because the way they act, though, Matt, because they say these really nasty things on streams about women and all this other junk, and then it's like, why is anyone going to want to associate with you and your platform?
Well, yeah, I get that. And Fandom Menace deals with that themselves as well, with people not wanting to associate with them. And they have to rely on that because that is the culture that they have put together.
They're trying to be Phantom Menace wannabes.
Well, I have some theories about that. I won't espouse publicly because I haven't fully formulated them, and I don't want to say anything that's going to come across as being misinterpreted. So I just have some theories I'm working on, and I'm trying to understand it better myself. But that being said, no, nothing they said was cancelable. Anyone trying to cancel them has a personal vendetta or a personal beef that is simply being used as a way to harm them. Exactly. This fandom is eating itself alive. Like I said, it's over. It's over. Okay. Like, and I'm not going to mince words on that anymore.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if it's over or not. The whole point is people are getting canceled. Like, if people still want to fight for the Snyderverse, let them fight. If it doesn't matter, let them fight. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. The only person it would ever affect, if anything, is just Zach and the people that are fighting. I don't care. But my issue is and lies with these people doing what these communities, these movements always do. Once things happen, things go silent, the news gets dry, they have to keep milking it because they need the attention. They need to stay relevant because they built themselves over these fucking movements. And it's fucking exhausting that I've seen it. Listen, guys, I've been in so many different fucking communities, and it all ends up the same. Always. They start fucking fighting each other because now they have no common goal anymore.
And the good people get pushed out.
And the good people get pushed out. You know why? Because they need to stay relevant. There needs to be something to fight. So now that this fight is kind of dying down right now because there's nothing going on, they are fighting each other because now they have to stay relevant. Because now they have to keep fighting each other.
And I put out a tweet earlier today. I said, it's like good people are being pushed out. The fandom is a mess right now. It's not about us united right now. I mean, we're trying to get back to that. Hopefully we can.
Did anyone see my joke in Saggy stream?
Oh, no, I don't think I did.
Oh, I said hashtag sus united.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah,
no, but
humor.
like I said, I put the gif of Daniel Bryan saying fickle because it's fickle fans that are liars, hypocrites, and bullies that don't deserve the Snyderverse at this point. And if the movement had any chance of working and like us getting the Snyderverse ever happening was a real thing, people are killing it by being idiots like this.
Well, yeah, and the thing is though, they don't care because they have their own little insulated bubble of people that all feel like they're the victims.
Right.
And it's fickle fans.
And that is
fickle fans.
You know how low these people go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut.
No, I know how low those people will go, and this is another example of that.
Well, I was gonna say, you know how low these people go when this. First of all, two reasons: white people telling a black person how to feel about racial issues. That was when it was low, and then two, somebody literally using an argument. Nobody knows who you are. Like that's their counter argument. Nobody knows who you are. Excuse me. Not to toot my own horn, and I am technically a nobody, but let's be honest, a lot of people know who I am. So that argument means nothing to me. And even
who are they to be telling you that anyway?
Right. And even if they don't know who I am, what does it matter? I don't have to have numbers to be fucking relevant with my voice. My voice can still be heard. You're listening to it now. Sorry, you don't like it. You can just block me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but stick around here because I like you. I get that. I get that. There's a lot of things out there. Like people tell me all the time, like, oh, you don't get as many numbers in live streams. Like I'm happy with the community that I've got.
Right.
You know what? Like I'm building it up. Like it's all good. Again, it's a useless, weak argument. But the thing that sucks the most though is that a couple of people pressured these women into apologizing for something that they didn't have to apologize, all because they wanted to remain. You could argue virtuous, and virtue signaling never works. It just never works. And so I feel bad.
What is virtue signaling?
Virtue signaling predominantly is kind of like how the Fandom Menace was getting over Tila without seeing the show. That's basically virtue signaling. It's oh my god, but usually virtue signaling is something that's kind of, the term is generally reserved for like the SJW woke crowd. That is like in this case, Will Rollins and Abu.
Signaling.
No, you're not virtue signaling by defending them. You're not. They are virtue signaling by calling it out and acting like they are oppressed and that they are upset. They're the ones who are they're the ones that are couch fainting and clutching at pearls. Just sit there and go, okay, why don't you pipe down and go back to drinking your latte in Starbucks, all right? Like let the adults talk, because that's essentially what they are. They're just people on their phone from an air-conditioned room somewhere sipping an expensive beverage and being, see you next Tuesdays. That's all it is.
Yes.
And they just block them and move on for the most part. Right. But it's like, but really what I'm saying is also like, but remind people in the fandom that, I guess you could say what you're fighting for. I think it's over. That's my take. But I think it's good that other people are stepping up who have larger platforms to start shouting these people down. Because eventually that's going to be enough. Because the biggest problem is that people don't want to make waves. People don't want to say what's on their mind because they're afraid of angering people. Exactly. And they're afraid of getting people to, to disagree. It's like we see this with everything. People on social media, like usually like the most abhorrent people will have the shittiest takes. Mm-hmm. And they do that because they don't care. Right. They just don't care.
But I wanted to just clarify, because I see somebody said, oh my God, she didn't know what virtual signaling is. I didn't know what an SJW was until I was one. So, I mean, these are terms that I'm learning because I hear the term virtue signaling, and to me, I'm just like, I don't know what that is. I don't care. But at the same time, like, I knew, even though I was called, said I was virtue signaling, I was like, I know I wasn't, because all I was doing was counteracting these arguments. Like, it all started with me on Twitter today when I saw somebody retweet something about this, and I saw somebody was basically saying, "Oh, you can't like this, you can't support this and then support this," and I was like, "So you're telling people what to do now?" And then that kind of like took a turn, and then other people saying, "Oh, well, the nerd queens are racist." I'm like, I'm black, and there's another black woman who talks to these women and very close with these women, and they're not racist. I've never heard them say a single racist thing since I met them. So where is this coming from? And they're trying to show me screenshots of, oh, look at this account. I'm like, so if you saw somebody with an anime picture like RJ, does that mean RJ identifies as that person? Is he?
Yes.
It just makes no sense. Their arguments were bad faith, and I see right through them. It's so obvious why they hate these girls. It's so obvious. It's not even funny anymore. So no,
it's just disgusting and getting
right.
It is, and the thing is, here's because I kind of want to move on from the topic because we've been at it for a while, and we're kind of talking in circles too.
Okay, yeah,
and it was true. It's the thing is, it's good to. I want to draw attention to it, and that's great. And I think thankful you guys are here to add your perspective. But it is at this point kind of just talking in circles. It sucks. It's fucking stupid. They should, call this shit out is what you should do. Shoot it down. Because these people aren't your friends. They never were your friends. They're never going to be your friends. Fuck them is the best way to describe it. If they're going after people and they're doing this as a way in bad faith, because a lot of it is bad faith, call it out. And if you see someone who has a platform and they're in this movement and they ain't saying shit, get them to call it out. Right? I mean, use those platforms for good, not canceling them, to say, hey, stop that nonsense. Like, we're not going to tolerate that shit. And eventually there's more of us than there are of them. And if you punch down on the bullies will go away. Mm-hmm. Right? They're going to go back to the little echo chamber. They're going to go back there. They're going to talk. They're going to braid each other's hair. They're going to hang out. They're just going to have a sleepover, and they're going to be, everyone's so mean to us. What do we do? Well. Oh, right. We're the cunts. There we go. Yeah,
yeah, we're the bad ones. Oh my god.
Yeah. So on that note, I wish the nerd queens well. I hope they get through this just fine. If you see that crap, I'll have to call it out too. It needs to be called out more, and it's frustrating to see because this whole thing is falling apart.
Oh, you missed a super chat.
I've missed a few super chats at this point that I need to get to, but I do appreciate everyone being patient while we were going on that rant, because it's definitely one worth having.
Yes. On that note, I do have to dip though, Matt.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. You take off, homie. It's all good. I appreciate you coming on by, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Always dripping here. Bye, Smelly.
Yeah, whatever. Get out.
Okay. Yeah.
What a bum.
What a bum. Oh God. Sorry. Okay. So there was a super chat. I just had it up at the damn chat refreshed from Command Unit. That was very generous, man. Thank you. And he was asking, like, is there any celebrity that you've ever had a crush on? And the answer for that for me is, oh, hell yes. A number of times I've had crushes on.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, like, I was a young man. I was a youngin'. So for me, the biggest one is So he says here that Missy Peregrine is his crush, right? He's the crush on Missy Peregrine. She's a Canadian actress. She's known for being Haley Graham in the 2006 film Stick It, and Officer Andy McNally on Rookie Blue. She is she was married to Zachary Levi. Now she's married to Tom Oakley. Okay, cool. She is very, very attractive. So I will bring up a photo just because he asked the question. People want to know who she is. If you may not know who she is, now you will know who she is. So we will make sure to give that up there. But for me, I don't know about you, Psyche. Who was your celebrity crush?
Ryan Reynolds.
That's a fair answer. Are we talking pre-Deadpool or post-Deadpool?
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds in general. I've always loved Ryan Reynolds, but Deadpool definitely made me love him more.
You see a lot more of him in Deadpool.
Oh, yes, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, a lot more. So this is Missy Peregrine right here and her husband.
Nerd.
Yeah, nerd. No. So that is totally. I get that. Yeah, man. Let me show you who I was for back when I was 15, and it was, oh my God, did it hit me so bad. I've, because there's a time in your life, when you see a woman or person and it's like they're so attractive, you lose your mind, right? You don't know what, who got me the most was Alicia Silverstone in Clueless.
Nerd.
That hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, I saw Clueless, I saw her, and I was like, oh, in love instantaneously. I mean, I went and I read like every Teen Bop magazine that came out that summer, like Heartthrob Mag and Teen Bop and all, whatever was going on that she was being talked about in. I would go get I would go to the library and I would find the scans that they would have back in the day before they had the online repository. They had like the you have to get like the microfilm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go and I would like print out copies of these articles with her in it. And I would read up all about it. I even wrote Paramount Pictures once, and hoping to trying to get her autograph. I was like, Alicia Silverstone, care of Paramount Pictures. Right? Like I was just to get her fucking attention. Anything I could. I can't even at this point tell you what it was. But goddamn, that shit hit me like no other crush had ever hit me before in my entire life. And I think back on it now, and it's been like 25 years almost, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, I know 20, I think I was like 13, 14, whenever Clueless came out. It just insane. It was terrible, but that's my celebrity crush. That was my big one.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
a nerd.
That was, I'm still, yeah, no shit. Obviously. Still a nerd.
Nerd.
And then real quick here, Ryan Hartwell here, $5. Thank you, Ryan. Says it feels like the term canceled has been used so many times that it's lost its effectiveness. Maybe it's just me. No. That is true. I mean, and the thing is, that's actually a good thing because, it's like the term in and of itself should be reserved for when someone like, let's say Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein. Those are the kind of people who should be canceled because they're abhorrently terrible human beings. But
And they hurt people.
They hurt people, yeah. Where it's like, oh, you put out you said you made a joke that people took offense at and they want to cancel you over it on Twitter. It's like, how many offensive jokes are on Twitter? I made a crack earlier today. There was a GIF of a nuclear atomic blast going off in the ocean from like 1958 or some crap like that, or 48 or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is uncut footage of when I lost my virginity. And it was just this massive like white liquid explosion out of the ground. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just making a stupid ass cum joke. Like, whatever, and like that could have gotten me canceled if someone like, oh, whatever, like fuck off. So many people are just so deathly afraid of telling jokes and having fun. And the thing is, you can do those things without punching down on people, because that's really what it boils down to. If you're punching down on people, there's the difference, because then you're trying to be mean. But if you're just like telling a stupid joke and there's no harm, no foul sort of thing, people need to let it go.
See, it's weird because like I'm the last person to be talking to try to defend people because, man, the things that I have said in the past and things I've said recently, like when I get, and I don't mind admitting this because, again, I always accept my faults. So I always try to get ahead of controversy because I have nothing to hide. But the other night I was on a stream and there was somebody from my past I had history with, got really, really, really pissed. I dropped the F word. And I did. And here's the thing. Should I have said it? No. But I'm human. I'm flawed. When I get angry and emotional, things slip out of my mouth. Now here's the thing. I have said numerous, I'm telling you, man, my mouth sometimes. But the thing is that there's a difference, right? People can make mistakes. Matt knows. People can make mistakes. We all make them. But it's how we handle them and what we do moving forward that matters. And I've apologized for some things I said because I knew I should have said it. And no, Underhaven, that was not the F word I used. I used the one that usually gets people canceled. But here's the thing. I always explain it. It's not right that I say that word, but I say it because it makes straight men more angry than it does to gay people, and it makes me laugh. I'm pansexual, but that's a word I shouldn't say, but I'm gonna say it because I get mad, and it's just one of those words when I get mad.
Wait. I thought pansexual was something that like is like more acceptable now.
What?
Why shouldn't you say pansexual?
No, that's not the word I use. I use that. Does pansexual start with an F?
No, but you said you're pansexual and you shouldn't use that word.
I mean, I shouldn't use
okay,
that
so
word.
what you're saying is you're pansexual, comma, but I still shouldn't have said the F slur.
Yes, there was a comma in there.
Okay.
Yes, Tony got it. That's what I said. I called somebody that word.
You called somebody a bundle of sticks.
I did. And here's the thing. Again, I don't say it because, you know, I hate gay people. I am part of.
Someone's going to clip that.
I don't care. Let them. But here's the thing. I don't care. Let them. But here's the thing. I say it when I'm very angry, especially at straight men, because I know that word triggers them more than it ever triggers actual gay people, which is really ironic because that word's supposed to be used to hurt us. And it doesn't. It hurts them more because they don't want to be called it. But like I said, to just add on to you, like, you know, that people think that that's something to cancel somebody over. If people make mistakes, which we do, I don't think we should get canceled for it. And I don't think we should have to live with it for the rest of our lives, because at the end of the day, how do you expect people to change and get better if you're always going to beat them down on what they did in the past? You're literally just holding them still, because at that point, why should I change if people don't care? If you don't want to see me change, then why should I? That's the mentality that people will have. But I'm always gonna fuck up. It's just I get emotional. I say dumb shit. It's gonna happen. I'm waiting for them to be hashtag cancel saggy melons. It'll happen. But at the end of the day, people need to understand people fuck up. But to cancel somebody over something like that, no. Cancel people who do what Matt said, that actually are hurting people, that are breaking laws, that are hurting people, that are scamming people. Those are people who I 100% support being canceled, because you're actually hurting people.
Yeah. No, and that's true. That's the lesson, obviously, is there needs to be a definition. But the problem, though, is with social media, it becomes a catch-all, right? So it becomes a catch-all, especially in Hollywood, where, you know, because again, back during the time at the birth of Me Too, there were so many allegations that were being dropped constantly.
Right.
Some were good. I'd say most were good in regards to like accurate. But there was a few that weren't, and that caused a lot of problems. And then even over the years, you know, like it still hasn't really gone anywhere, but it's kind of died down. And I think in some cases it's kind of a joke to some people, you know, like, oh no, I'm going to get Me Too'd or something. Like they'll say things like that, and it's like, it goes away. So it's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like,
but you know what it is, Matt? Do you know what it is? I'm going to explain it to y'all. And I've said this a few times, but some of you are new to me, but here's what it is. When Me Too movement, cancel culture, when they started, it was for a good reason. It had good morals. Me Too was a good thing. It was getting these nasty Harvey Weinstein people out of Hollywood. Yes, but when people see something that gets results and it works, they look at it like, now who else don't I like that I can get canceled? That's what it becomes. Because when something works for a good reason, you have disgusting garbage human beings that will take it and use it for their advantage. And now it's no longer a good cause. Because after Harvey Weinstein, they got a bunch of disgusting human beings out of Hollywood. Now people are like, well, who else can we get out of Hollywood to pave ways for us? And that's what it became. Let's just call it what it is. That's exactly what happened. And that happens with all movements. When people see things work, they want to replicate it for their own selfish gain.
Yeah.
Point blank. Point blank.
I completely agree. So let's move on. Let's talk about something that's I don't want to miss anyone's super chat here. Benson, another £5. Thank you, man. This is going to be a bit of a controversy one, and then we'll get into the Exorcist stuff, because I know it's kind of all over the place. I meant to start with Exorcist, and then it just kind of went, or no, start with the Nerd Queen stuff, and then just address that, and then move into it. But hey, these things happen. So Benson here says, so Ray Fisher burns his bridges with Warner Brothers and Hamada, continues to seek attention through his tweets. Why are we supposed to feel sorry for this guy? So I can't speak for Saggy. I'm sure she has her own take on it.
I want to hear yours first.
I have stopped having sympathy, to be fair. And that has a lot to do with it's like he didn't like the results he was given. And now it's like it's moved away from its core targets onto somebody else who I'm not saying is innocent in any of this, but it just feels like, okay, okay, you're not happy, but you've moved away from the original goal. And that's kind of where I think it should have stayed, to be fair.
Oh, was that your take?
Yeah,
So
I don't dislike the guy. I want him to get an apology, but I mean, it's like,
well, here's my thing, right? And please don't hate me for saying it, but I will disagree with that part where it says, continues to seek attention. I wouldn't say he seeks it because he already has it. There's really not much he can seek more. He has a lot of attention. There's nothing really more he can get because the attention he's actually trying to seek is from the people that he called out and wants an apology for. As far as seeking attention, like through his tweets, like whose attention at this point? Everybody already has eyes on him, except for even the people who he's calling out. They have eyes on him. He has their attention. It's just they're not acting. And as far as feeling sorry, you don't have to feel sorry. I would say, Matt already said he doesn't feel empathy, but it's more for me. It's like empathy. Like I
feel empathy.
Yeah,
but
well,
my empathy.
You don't have to be sorry, but I feel feeling a little empathy because, again, he pretty much, called out people that were basically giving, helping his career, and he was like, "F it, I don't care about this career. I'm gonna call them out," and like that's his decision. I mean, what it is his decision, and I support that. But for me, like, yeah, I do have empathy for him, and I agree, like, with everybody who says, well, maybe he should move on. Maybe he should, but I still respect his decision to not move on. Again, he's an individual. He's a human being. If this is the path he wants to take, let him take it. Because the only one this affects, guys, is him.
Yeah, I think it's also like there are people out there that if you don't implicitly agree with everything, they get mad. And I think that's kind of what he's talking about. And I've seen it. I've seen people get mad. People have been mad. People are really mad at me for a lot of things, but that's the thing. Yeah.
I will never listen. You guys already know, and Benson knows. You can disagree with me all the time. It's called having a discussion. Like to me, it's a discussion. So if you disagree, that is not lies. You shut your mouth.
Lies.
No, honestly, just if you heavily disagree, like, am I here, Jarbo? Do we disagree?
A lot.
Okay. Are we still cool?
Yeah.
Wow, how does that work? Oh my God, how does that happen?
Drugs.
Yeah, lots of drugs. I drink. You make me drink. I'm gonna go take a shot right now.
Good. I haven't had booze in 2 years, so.
You haven't even had booze? Not even wine?
Nah, I don't drink wine. Yeah.
Wine's not bad. You don't even get like a little, but like I don't drink a lot too. Like my stepdad was just bitching at me. He's like, "Why is it? I know you don't drink and everything, but are you ever gonna drink this alcohol? Like a whole friggin' thing full of alcohol? I just don't touch. I'm a social drinker, so."
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. The last time I drank was I think one of the last times I was actually social, and that was like 2 years ago.
Oh, you're not social. You have been social in 2 years?
It's been a while. Yeah. I literally live in the fucking woods, Saggy. I live in the woods.
Well, we have to change that. You gotta
so it's like, and then like I had my kid 2 years ago, my second daughter. Right after I got back from, I did VidCon and Disneyland and Comic-Con in like 12 days. Came back. My daughter was born like 2 weeks later. And then 6 months later after that, a pandemic hit.
Oh, well,
so it's like, and then I go to my family's, but my family doesn't drink and I don't smoke. So it's like, what are we going to,
Are you going to come to SaggyCon?
Are you going to fly me out as a preferred speaker and like put me up in a hotel?
I might actually reach out and be like, I would have Matt Jarbo as a guest and nobody will come. It'll just be me, you, and like 5 people.
That'd be fine. Play the Nico. What is designed for? Losers. Oh!
Whatever. See, this is why... Okay, I'm taking a shot because of that.
All right, take a shot while I answer this H-Bars here super chat. Thank you, H-Bars. I feel bad for Ray, but I'm seeing The Flash. As am I. I'm going to go see The Flash. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to ignore the chat. I just really... I did like Cylon Scotty's here. Virtue signaling is a disingenuous social comment designed to avoid scrutiny.
Wow, you're bad.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And then Kira's like,
here.
I want to see, I want Exorcist talk. We're going to talk about that one. I just want to get to everybody. All right. There's been a lot. You
Max
guys are
is
chatting
here.
so much. Thank you. But it takes
Max
me a
is
second.
here, Max is here. Max is here.
And I think there was a Benson quote that I missed because there were so many chats.
I'll try to help find it.
Okay. Oh no, there was one he said here. So Enosh so threatened he streams at the same time. I missed that one. That's the one I missed. I'm sorry. I don't think Enosh is threatened. I think it's just he was going to go live. He's up this late. I'm up this late. It's whenever we're usually on.
I mean, to be fair, y'all have usually the same number of people watching, so
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters. Because
No, it's
right now he has like 84 people watching, so like you guys tend to, when you stream at the same time, you still have.
I think there's a
same
lot of
numbers.
people dual watching. If I'm being honest with you, I think there's a lot of people because I look at his. I have his chat up right here, and I see some of the same people.
Right.
Although Ty is over there right now. Pop Culture Corner is over
I
on
gotta
Enosh.
go.
What are you doing, Ty? What are you doing? No, anyway. And then Lewis Cox here, 2 pounds, says, "Let Eddie on, damn you." I don't know why Eddie wants to come on. Although Benson talking about the crush, Kate Beckinsale all day, every day. Have you seen Jolt yet, Benson? I hear that's pretty good. I know if we bring Eddie on, he'll just want to talk about the chick that he's the most attracted to, and I think it's going to be Gina Carano. But no, it's okay. Command unit here says, "I am air fryer section."
You missed the air fryer talk.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Okay. So here's the thing with the air fryer. What you're saying there, command unit, is it's what's called the neo pronoun, and that's the new thing, and it's not even really designed for movie talk because we're way off fucking topic, but it's such a weird situation at this point. But thank you very much for that. I'm just trying to play catch up. I'm just get to the front here.
See, why is it hard for me to do super chat? Well, I'm not as big as you, so that's probably why I don't get.
Yeah, well, you had some good ones tonight too. So congratulations on that. And then Mad Max is here, says Rhea comments do not only affect him anymore. I don't know what he's talking about. Or Ray's comments do not only affect him. I don't know. What are you saying, Max? What are you saying? All right. Okay. And Jolt apparently is John Wick meets Atomic Blonde. I need to watch that then. I like both those movies. All right. Rational Skeptic here, $5, man. Thank you. Says, why doesn't Hamada communicate with fans and tell us what stories he wants told in his DCEU? Because he's an executive, and his role is he doesn't feel like it's probably speaking to fans is not something he views as being a purview. Because he's not like the brand. He is kind of like the brand manager if you think about it. Like they need to have a public face. Kevin Feige is the architect of the MCU. Kevin Feige also does a lot of interviews, and he's very open with fans about what he can be open with. Hamada hasn't said much in the last couple of years. And I think that's another thing. People that look at that, they see that as closed off and shut off, and definitely not what they ultimately are looking for. But okay, real quick here. But thank you very much. I do think he should come out here. All right, so here's the thing. Let's talk about The Exorcist, and then I know that I told people they could come on in. I don't know what you got going on, Saggy. If you want to say you want to go, that's great.
Speaking out, are we breaking up?
No. I was just gonna invite some people to come on in because I said earlier before I knew you and RJ were gonna show up that or RJ said he was only gonna stay for a few minutes because he had to go other stuff to go do.
Matt's breaking up with me.
I'm not breaking up with you, but we are gonna allow other people to come on in. And then Benson here says, I will be watching both Suicide Squad and The Flash opening night. I won't be waiting for the budget matinee showings as some channels have recommended. I will also be seeing them opening night because I like seeing them with the most excited crowd possible.
I kind of am curious about The Flash because I am curious where they're going to go with it. So I don't know. Because I'm not like a big, I like the CW Flash. And it's I know that's not a comparison. Don't judge me, y'all. But listen, I like The Flash. Okay. I like it on CW. It was okay. Last few seasons kind of sucked, though. So don't judge me.
I get it. I totally get it. You want to make sure that, I get it.
I don't know
you want to represent.
Listen, no, it's not about represent. It's more like I like The Flash in the Justice League movie, but as a standalone, I don't know if I'm gonna like him. I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's not meant to be a standalone. It's meant to be. You got multiple Batman.
Yeah, but it's about like him, and like it's gonna be focused on like him.
It's about him. Well, who's him? Ezra. It's about Ezra.
I thought Batwoman was good in cameos, but I didn't think the show. I knew the show was gonna be bad. When I was like, dude, I can see her doing like cameo appearances, and it works. But
I thought a lot of people liked the show.
I didn't like it. I thought it was.
I don't know. It's got some of the lowest ratings. That much is true.
Mm-hmm.
That much is true right now. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay, I'm looking at something that's not related. So let's bring up real quick this article for The Exorcist, which I just think is pretty cool. Because this to me is fascinating, because this goes to show you really where things are headed in regards to Hollywood right now. Because Universal just dropped $400 million buying a new Exorcist trilogy that hasn't even been made yet. Now, did you ever see William Friedkin's Exorcist?
Like the old one with
the old one with Linda Blair?
I'm trying to remember. Is it the one with the friggin' what's the one with the orbs that have the spikes on it that chase people? Wasn't that part of the Exorcist? I don't even remember.
No, wasn't that Phantasm?
Oh yeah, that was Phantasm. I'm thinking Phantasm. Yes, I did see
the orbs. Like, oh yeah, no, it's Exorcist. What?
I don't do scary movies.
Jesus. Yeah, clearly.
I have seen one of the Exorcist movies. I just couldn't think of it. I was like, was that the one with the orbs and the spikes? But that one was a good one. That was scary as crap. But yeah. Saggy exposed fake horror girl.
Oh my God. There's a hot conversation in the chat going on here about Matrix 2 and 3 being shit and John Wick 2 and 3 being shit. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree about that one. John Wick 2 I think is better than the first John Wick, to be honest with you. So that's my take on that one. But I love the John Wick movies, and I love the Matrix movies, because that shit's great.
I'm gonna stop talking. The chat's getting on me. I'm sorry, y'all.
The chat's on everybody. It's fine. There's one of the guys who hangs out here is actually over in Enosh's stream complaining about the chat here. Like,
wait, what? I gotta see this.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't know what's going on. There's been some battling going on, and it is what it is. So anyway, here's what we know: Universal is shelling out an eye-popping $400 million to buy a new Exorcist trilogy with plans to screen some of the films on Peacock, its new streaming service. In a coup, Ellen Burstyn, the Oscar-winning actress who did the first battle with the devil in the 1973 original, will reprise her role as Chris McNeil. So David Gordon Green, the filmmaker behind the Halloween reboot, is directing the upcoming Exorcist franchise, and it will be produced by Blumhouse, which is okay. Because at this point, is it just me? Like, Blumhouse is just now moving away from original horror and just doing like remakes. And I love Blumhouse. Like, they're like the one people Jason Blum I really, really, really like. But I feel like they've just lost their luster. I feel like they've just lost their take on things. Now it says here, Blumhouse, was it? Okay. In an ironic twist, Blumhouse made a name for itself producing low budget horror hits like Doubt and The Purge, which enjoyed capacious profit margins due to their paltry costs. Streaming has scrambled those economics. Yeah, it really has. The Pact is the latest in a long line of massive deals for movies signed by streaming services, like the $450 million that Netflix shelled out for the 2 Knives Out sequels that are both, they're filming them right now, as well as the $125 million that Amazon paid for Coming to America and the $200 million that Amazon spent for the Tomorrow War. In recent months, media conglomerates like Disney, Warner Media, and Viacom have launched subscription services, and the increased competition has led to a boom time for content creators. In this race, Peacock has found itself punching up, unable to land buzzy projects like The Crown or Ted Lasso or The Boys, but this deal should help raise its profile. I'm sorry. Here's the thing with this, though. Shudder is a fucking thing, right? Shudder is a thing. Shudder service is a thing. So that's the go-to for horror. I don't know who this is for. The Exorcist is not the Exorcist movies are not bad. The Exorcist itself is scary. They did reboot it for television on Fox a couple of years ago. And I think it did 2 seasons before it was canceled. And I heard it was okay. I never watched it, but I heard it was okay. And then now they're like, oh, we're going to, because we did a Halloween trilogy that apparently is really popular. Now we're going to do a fucking Exorcist trilogy, and they pre-sold it for like $400 million, which is just nuts. It's crazy to me. But I'll tell you this though. I don't know if Sag, you're still here. Did you take off? Okay, I think she stepped away.
I muted. Well, no, I muted. Okay. I don't know much about what you're talking about because I don't do horror films.
Yeah, so it's just, the original 1973 film was a critical and commercial smash, earning $441 million at the global box office. All right, but that was 1973 money.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money. Adjusting for inflation, it's a fuckload of cash. Is what it is. It nabbed 10 Oscar noms and became the first horror film ever recognized in the Best Picture category. The first Exorcist centered on a mother who was played by Ellen Burstyn, who hires 2 Catholic priests to perform an exorcism on her demonically possessed 12-year-old daughter, Linda Blair. It spawned 2 less than thrilling sequels, which it did. But now they've got Leslie Odom Jr., who's going to be tracking down Burstyn after his child has become possessed. Okay, so that's kind of fascinating. It's another father of a possessed child seeking out the mother of a possessed child. That kind of expands the universe a little bit. So it's just, it's continuing it, not necessarily rebooting it. So that's good. I mean, you can argue reboot or whatever, but what's really funny is there was another movie that spoofed The Exorcist, right? Did you ever see those 80s spoof movies?
I did not see the 80s spoof movies. The only spoof movie that I see that made parodies of The Exorcist was like that Scary Movies.
Well, so before then, 10 years actually before then, was a movie called Repossessed. Leslie Nielsen, Linda Blair, Ned Beatty, Repossessed. They made this movie is hysterical, by the way. They actually did a complete parody version. Like they even mimicking the Naked Gun poster right here. And it's such a stupid ass movie, but they actually got Linda Blair to come back and do all this. And it's a really, really funny movie. So it's like, I think this kind of killed the concept of The Exorcist, because it was like, it's really funny. It's good, but it's like, it kind of takes the piss out of The Exorcist and what made The Exorcist scary. And in my mind, that kind of ended up like really, I never found The Exorcist to be scary at all. But this movie exists and it's pretty funny. And
I was sorry. I was laughing because I was checking on Enosh's stream, and then your plunger just came in and said, "I'm boycotting Cotton Matt Jarbo." So your plunger is trying to cancel you over on Enosh's.
Oh, good. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm you know what? Hey, when my plunger has run away, then that's okay.
I don't know why that's still the funniest meme about that.
I don't know. That's a plunger is a plunger. It's you know what? My new plunger is plastic. It's younger and it doesn't break.
Ooh.
So that plunger can eat a dick. Hold on. Did I see the reboot Exorcist film? Oh, you mean it wasn't like a remastered Exorcist movie or whatever?
I thought that's what it was. I
thought it was not a reboot, like a remaster of it. I never saw that one. Kira here says, I lumped The Exorcist in the same category with The Omen. Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. About right back during that time period. Like Rosemary's Baby could also kind of fly into that as well. So yeah, I mean, like, it's a cool concept. Exorcism is always kind of an interesting thing. There was a revival of exorcism movies back in like the mid 2000s with like the Exorcism of Emily Rose. You had a couple of like, there was one that just came out recently that was like a point of view found footage. I think that was about an exorcism. They've done them over the years, but they've never been able to recapture the same success as The Exorcist. So obviously at this point now, Blumhouse is like, hey, we've got the hit Halloween movie franchise. So why don't we go off and do another one? They tried that with Black Christmas and that failed pretty miserably. And now they're going to go and, it's like, I don't know about you. I would prefer more movies like Freaky and Happy Death Day and Get Out and The Purge, original concept horror movies, because guess what? There's a lot of good horror stories you could tell.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That is the way I see that one. But all right here, guys. So as we kind of wind down the last 20 minutes of the show, I do want to get to the chat. I do see Eddie is back there, but again, his camera isn't working. So Eddie, when you can get yourself out from underneath your covers, because I did see that working for a second, we can do that. But let's get to our good friend Ryan Hartwell.
Hello.
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm good. Good.
You good? You good?
Mm-hmm.
So what's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask. Have you seen the Chucky trailer yet?
I did. I watched the Chucky trailer yesterday.
Chucky.
Okay.
That was it looked pretty good.
Do we need another Chucky movie?
Well, no, it's not a movie. It's a TV show.
Do we need another Chucky anything?
Well, here's the difference with that, right? So the Chucky TV show is being made by the same guy, people who did the original Child's Play.
Yeah, Don Mancini, yeah.
Don Mancini and Brad Dourif.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the one that they remade where they had Mark Hamill voicing the Chucky doll that came out like last year, I think. Year before that. So they didn't have that at all. But this is actually a TV show for sci-fi, and it does feel like even though the other movies are relatively low budget, this feels like it's a lower budget. But maybe they've got to spread it out across, 8 episodes or whatever.
What I heard, it's sort of a continuation from Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, because it was what, Bride, Seed, and then Cult, right?
No, it's Bride, Seed, Curse, and then Cult.
Oh God, I didn't know they made more. I've seen Bride, and I that's the last one I saw.
Yeah, Curse of Chucky. Let's see. It stars Brad Dourif's daughter Fiona, and she's in a wheelchair, and it kind of feels more like something out of an Shirley Jackson story. So it's a little more atmospheric and
yeah. I mean, the trailer it looks pretty interesting. I'll bring it up here real quick with this. Oh, this won't do sound, but it was posted in my in the Facebook page for $3 Theater today, and it does look pretty interesting. Let me just where's that at? Oh darn it! There we go. Hold on here. I was gotta bring this up real quick. Okay. Oh God, it's not what I wanted, you guys. There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. So this is the trailer as we've seen. It starts off, and I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw the trailer for this, I thought that it was going to be that it was going to be like Trick or Treat. It looks a little bit like Trick or Treat, that movie. And then you've got a kid and he finds the Chucky doll, and it's the Chucky doll looks a little different. Like the good guy doll looks a little different to me. Not as animated. But at the same time, I mean, I get it because, they don't probably have the same kind of animatronic budget that they had for the other ones. They're using more CG, it looks like. So I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of fun. It looks pretty violent. It looks pretty bloody. Like whatever the kid's got going on there with that mannequin of doll parts. I mean, I guess no one's ever truly alone on a Saturday night. So yeah, I mean, do you have any more thoughts on it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm
sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, did you have any more thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah. After I saw this trailer, before I saw it, I didn't really have much of an opinion on, but after seeing it, I'm hyped. Yeah, I love the Child's Play films, and especially the first one. So, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this one. Just having the main character just be just a teenager going through the motions of puberty and his sexuality, and just all that sort of thing that teens go through. and especially Killer Doll isn't gonna help that much either. And I think it's, I think it's gonna have some harsh yet comedic elements to it, especially at the end where Chucky says to the girl, "Hey, I'm gonna kill your sister. Do you want to come?" "I'm sleepy." Snooze, you lose.
Yeah, I think like the humor is just going to be really off the charts. It's just like the very disturbing humor and all that jazz. But it looks like it's going to be fun. It's coming to Sci-Fi and USA, so it is actually Universal who's going to have their hands on that one. And I'm hoping that it does well enough to warrant more, because I've always enjoyed Brad Dourif in the role, even though I found out today he's like 71. I thought he was a lot younger. So he probably, because he sounds like him in this, but he also sounds a little bit different. But that could just be the audio of which I heard. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if Mark Hamill can still voice act, then so can Brad Dourif. So
that is true. But if you think about it, Mark Hamill is kind of stuck in Joker mode.
True.
Like Skeletor, close your eyes and you're like, Joker. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's fine. I thought I really enjoyed what he played for as Skeletor, and I'm sure he's probably wanted to play a role like that for a while. But I would have liked like Frank Langella still alive. Give us some Langella, who was Skeletor in the 87 movie.
Isn't Frank Langella still alive?
Yes, he is.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He was actually cast as Perry White in Superman Returns because Bryan Singer was such a big fan of Skeletor in that movie.
Mm.
So I know it's just a little bit of Superman Returns information there for you. So, but all right, Ryan. Well, I'll let you go. There's more people to get to in the call tonight. Right. So I thank you for coming on, man, and we'll talk again soon. All right.
Sure thing.
All right. Thank you very much, buddy. All right, Ryan Hartwell, ladies and gentlemen. Rhea here says, I'm waiting for that Golden Boy discussion. Yeah, we'll have it. All right. I have a lot to get through. Jess sent a lot of stuff. And speaking of Jess, Jess is here right now. What's going on, Jess?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much, man. What's on your mind tonight?
No, I was just talking about the He-Man series.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It was not as bad as people say it is. There's some things I would change, but well, whatever.
I didn't think it was bad. I had a lot of fun with it.
No, I just have problems with the designs.
Well, they can't do the exact same design because they don't have the rights.
I'm not saying to make the same exact designs. Like the problem with Tila, I just hated the design. Like when they made her butch, that's when it kind of like, why did you do this?
Because she's a warrior.
Yeah, but I've seen better warrior women. Like, look at Wonder Woman.
They've made Wonder Woman muscular before.
No, she was never that, like, heavy top looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did.
Well, here's my thing, and it bothers me when people use that as argument because it's like they did that with Mortal Kombat too. Because
Mortal Kombat 2? I don't even remember Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, I
faced that movie years ago.
Well, I think when she says Mortal Kombat 2, she might be referring to the game. Because like Melina and Katana and the other ones that were in Mortal Kombat, Sonya, like the design was definitely, like, I think the models were definitely different. We might have lost Saggy for a second. She'll figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just spoiled thanks to anime that women look like women and they could kick butt.
Well, what does that mean? Women look like women. I'm just
saying, like, they try to make them look more manlier. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Okay. Like,
looks like Saggy's gone.
Yeah, I see that she'll come back and I'll drop the link again real quick. I just think that it's like, okay, hold on here. Like, but women come in. I mean, like, look at do you think Gina Carano like is too masculine?
No, but her face looks very feminine.
Well, she had the same literal haircut as,
I don't know.
as Tila.
I just know it's just the art style kind of threw me off a bit.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I thought they made Tila looked a bit more tan. in Revelation than she did in the original.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tila as a character never resonated throughout all the movies, animated series, even the comics. Like even the toy when she came out, she had this snake armor. You never saw that in the anime series or anything like that. And then it's like I think she was supposed to be a priestess, not a warrior.
Well, I think where they feel like they're going to be taking the character, the unresolved plot line from her character is kind of heading that path anyway.
Yeah.
So, you could eventually see that. But you got to understand, man, like He-Man is all about selling fucking toys. It's all
of
about,
course.
That's all it is. It's all about moving plastic. That's it. So,
But you know what? I'm going to say something. One of my favorite things when I was growing up was Transformers, and I never hear that many controversies with them.
It's cars.
Yeah.
They never had did they ever have a female one with boobs?
Technically they had a female robot.
But did she have boobs?
They had the figure to look like it, but not like real, bouncy
the figure
boobs.
had boobs? The reason why I'm bringing up boobs is because like the boobs are gonna I feel like that's kind of the whole aspect here. Is like, does she have a big enough chest? That's what I feel a lot of the arguments boil down to, because it's
they leave that to like the fan project toys.
Okay.
Because if you look at for the RC, my friend actually bought one and they gave her like silicone boobs.
Huh.
So I was like, okay.
I mean, like the thing is, though, I don't know. I've just never cared about like whether a character looks too masculine or, or too feminine or whatever. Like none of it. Like if the character is good, none of that really has ever bothered me. Like people like to give, people did give Kelly Marie Tran a lot of shit from The Last Jedi. They criticized her physical appearance constantly, and I'm like, her physical appearance was fine. Her character was not good. And that's but if her character was better, they would also look the other way on her, on what they would criticize, because it would seem less important,
Yeah. When I saw what's the name of that series? I mean, the movie, The Last Jedi, that ending part is like, oh, we could save the universe with love and friendship. It's like, that's it. You ruined it.
Yeah. It's just, a lot of people out there are, I don't know, man. Like it's so weird some days to kind of be a fan of this shit.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I said, the only series that doesn't get any flack whatsoever is Transformers.
That's how it works. Is do not have do not have a show featuring human characters. Just use like
there's human
objects.
Characters in this. There are human characters in the later series, yes. Like there's humans who actually wear like robot suits and they become part of the giant robot.
It's like a Megazord?
No, they become the head.
Okay, that's just weird.
They're called headmasters.
This is why. This is what happens when products are designed. Cartoons are designed simply to move toys. This is exactly what happens all the time. But all right, man, I'm going to let you go, Jess. I got to get to a couple more people, and then I got to get to bed. Thank you very much for coming on.
I'll be next time. We'll see.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Have yourself a great one.
Later.
Thank you again for the nice care package the other day, too.
Oh, no problem. I mean, I just was emptying out my storage unit, and I was like, let me get rid of a few things here and there.
So you just had that drone sitting around?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't had the chance to use it yet. It is charged. I just haven't. We've been a little windy. We've been a little windy in here, and I don't want to do it in the house just yet until I know how to pilot that thing. I've never flown a drone before, so when I do, I'll put together a video and I'll put it up there.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Have yourself a great one. Thank you.
Later.
All right. So let's finally get him in here. I don't know what he's gonna say. We never really do. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ed Evolution.
Well, you had to bring me on once Saggy left.
No, she was here for a while and you kept coming in and then your phone does it's like, I'm not going to work properly shit. And then you kept,
because the thing is that like you could see me for like a portion. And then when I cut out, I left because I can only, because now when you can see me, I can hear you, but then I can't hear the other person that's in the room. And I kept having to like get out and trying to refresh it and shit.
I don't know. I don't know. You have you're the only one that has issues with StreamYards. Anyway, what is it you wanted to chat about? What was on your mind? Oh, now you're out from under the covers. All right.
Yeah, because it's hot as hell, dude. Come on.
I know. I just find it to be funny because you always like when I see you for like the brief flashes, you're like, I'm under the covers. No one can see me. I'm having a secret naughty conversation.
Anyway, but let me, before I get to my thing, let me just ask real quick. How come Saggy can stay but I can't?
I like her more.
I like her too.
Her internet is like way more established than yours.
That's not an excuse.
That's actually an excuse because I don't want to have to keep bringing you in and then you crapping out. So anyway,
oh, dude.
I got more people to get to. So
channel. Yeah,
I gotta.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're freezing. You're freezing up, man. You're freezing up.
Am I freezing?
Okay, you're better now.
Am I freezing? Okay, I'm better now. Okay, anyway, to my point. God, with you and the timer. Anyway, so here's the thing. I am trying to keep an optimistic attitude when it comes to the Flash movie. But here's the thing. Every time I hear you talk about it, the more I want to just throw up. And this is why. Because with the set photos that we got of Batfleck earlier today, which don't get me wrong, I actually like those photos and the vehicle looks good once it looks good after post. But my thing is that how can you assume what scene they're shooting without actually seeing the movie first?
I can assume that.
I mean,
I can assume that very easily because they're going to have Affleck, Batfleck, whatever, be in the beginning of the movie because he knows the Flash, and so they're gonna be together in the beginning of the film before the Flash goes back or goes into the Speed Force,
right?
And then there's gonna be an action scene with the two of them together to establish the teamwork angle, or he's gonna need to seek out Batman to get answers, and Batman is going to be in the pursuit of a bad guy when the Flash shows up, and then he's going to like maybe interrupt him or he's going to help stop it or whatever. And then they're going to talk.
Right.
Because here's the thing with that too, is Affleck has not even left the country yet. He's got a beard. I showed it earlier. He's got a beard.
No, I know, with J-Lo.
And he's got his hand on J-Lo's booty.
Eventually film.
Yeah, but they're not filming him right now. Don't you think that if he was going to have?
Yeah, but they're because that's why they're using a stunt double, Matt.
No, I know that's why they're using a stunt double, Eddie. What I mean by that is they don't have Affleck for that long. If they are shooting something where Affleck they're already doing the stunt work for it out in the streets, that means like they're clearly only going to fly him in for a brief period of time. And then that's it. So it's only going to be like this scene was probably only just a little bit of things, not much. So
I personally don't think he's going to get erased.
I didn't say he's going to get erased. But I don't think he's going to be.
I know you didn't say that.
Then he's going to be in the beginning of the movie.
Are you serious, Matt? Come on.
No, you were coming at me today on Twitter over that. You were coming at me today on Twitter over that.
Because first of all, because it was a set pick, and plus I can speculate all I want to figure out what that scene's actually for, but I won't know until I actually see the movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. But I'm also looking at this in an optimistic perspective and not in the notion like you that the Snyderverse is over, which look, for the time being, yes, I will believe that it's over. But look, I'm like you can call me, I guess, like a
if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't type of person. Okay.
Okay,
And
that's fine.
I'm more, it's like, look, is the Flash movie going to be good? I don't know. I'm trying to keep a low expectations based on everything that I'm hearing about it, because look, we can at least agree that the movie's a mess, but at the same time, like, I want to watch go into this movie at least with low expectations, but actually come out surprised to see that maybe I will be surprised by something. I don't know, because if you look at the Marvel movies, there are movies that that I watch. It's like, okay, like, I'm excited to see, but I keep a low expectations because I don't know exactly what I'm going to get until I see it. And then when I see the movie, something happens in the movie where, like, what, did that really just happen? Like, that's the type of, I like going into movies like that with these type of tempos. That's why with Flash, I want to go into this movie to watch what's going to happen, not getting my hopes up, but at the same time wanting to see the outcome by the end of the movie. And I'm hoping that the outcome isn't what I think it's going to be. And look, if it is, fine, I'll be disappointed, but I'm not going to be like a toxic Snyder fan where I want to constantly hashtag Twitter, blow up Twitter with the hashtag every time. Like, no, I just want to go into this movie and just, have fun and hope for the best.
Go into it and have fun.
That's why I want Affleck if he's going to have a little part, fine. But, Affleck didn't just sign on this movie just to, I mean, he had input on the script. I mean, if he had input on the script, then, clearly they have something special in it for him, even if it's not a big scene. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to be Michael Keaton type of.
Sure. It's probably just,
role,
setting up the story, doing the Flashpoint, doing a bit of Flashpoint, whatever they're calling it now, probably more like Splashpoint. And then they're going to, and then from there, they're going to have their big thing at the end. They're going to send Barry back to the timeline. It's possible that the multiverse is going to kind of, I don't want to say combine together, but we're going to probably get something at the end with Batman. And it could be, he could be in the finale. He could, I don't think he's going to die, but this is probably going to be a proper send off for the character, because he wants to do this for his kid. He probably wants to make sure his kid, can look up to him and get.
Is that all he wants to do it for?
He's a hardcore card carrying Batman fan. That is 100% true. But it's also like, but Ben understands the studio system. And that's what I keep trying to bring up, man, is so many of these people, they don't understand the studio system. And so the studio wants to push merch. They want to sell tickets. They want to make it a spectacle. They also want to, I think, I heard today that they're going to be probably again, they're not focusing on like the Snyderverse, the Justice League cut as being the movie they're pulling this from. Now, it's entirely possible the actors will pull from those performances in the Snyder cut and treat and they will internally treat it as like a sequel to that. But the studio, when the studio comes in and puts the final cut together, you're probably not going to get any jokes in there about hot dogs. Can
I say this real quick? Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that's what it, it's like they're gonna make it the most palatable that they can, and they're probably gonna be basing it off of Justice League, which is why Batfleck wants a finale.
But okay, I respect that. Can I say this though before I go?
Sure.
Didn't Patty look, and say what you want? I know you have your reservations on Patty Jenkins overall, but didn't she say recently, not recently, but back when Wonder Woman 84 was almost on the verge of coming out, like a couple months from that, when she said that she, as well as other directors from past DC films, like after Justice League, before Wonder Woman 84, didn't she say that her and all those other directors weren't going to acknowledge Justice League? or something to that effect.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that. No one, they don't, just come on, man. Come on.
Dude, come on.
Come on. The
No,
studio.
what do you mean, come on. I'm just saying.
The studio,
she can say,
but where the fuck was Patty Jenkins the last couple of years? All right. Where was Patty Jenkins during all of that shit? She didn't say a fucking word. In terms of what? She never said release the Snyder Cut. She never supported the Snyder Cut. She never publicly said anything about it until after the deal was done and it was at Fandom. I don't care what Patty Jenkins has to say, because when the time was there for her to say something, she chose silence. So, and also, dude, you have to remember that these actors and these directors and these producers, guess what? They fucking lie to you all the time. A lot of this stuff isn't real. And that's the hardest part about it.
There's some PR tactics in there. I get it, man. But
so
I mean, I'm sorry if I pissed you off, dude. I'm just, No,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. It's all good, man. But hey, I gotta let you go. I got more people to get to. Cause I gotta wind this thing down. I don't want to go longer than a few more minutes. But but thanks for coming on, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you. All right, everybody. Eddie, always bringing a good conversation. We might disagree, but it's a good conversation. All right, let me get to he's been waiting a while here. We'll just see what's going on with our boy. You guys know him. You guys like him. We're always curious what the hell is going on with your story. What's going on? What's that chain? What's that chain?
My stepfather gave me it.
Gave you that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna walk around in the summer? Got like a tank top on, hitting on the ladies?
I don't know, but I got some new stuff. I got this.
Clara's heart. Okay.
I got that. I got new stuff.
Nice. Oh, Quantum of Solace. That's a good one.
I got a lot of stuff, Matthew. How you doing since we last spoke? I went out with my worker today.
Yeah, that's good, man. I'm okay. I'm just tired. Today was a long day. I
DM you some.
Oh, nice. Mash is always a good one.
Yeah, but I'm doing good and everything. I'm just, I went to with my worker today finally, and we had a good time. We had KFC.
Oh God, Book 2. Oh wow, a George Burns movie.
Yeah, I got all of them. I got all of them. I DM you some stuff on Twitter.
Oh, Rocky 2. All right.
Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff. I got a lot of new stuff added to my collection.
Oh, Dave. Dave's a good one. I like Dave quite a bit.
I'm doing good, and I got this.
Wild at Heart.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah.
Finally, I went out with my worker, so I'm doing good, Matt.
I'm glad to hear that, Anthony. I'm glad to hear that. Have you gotten any more work done on your book? Oh, Crocodile Dundee is a good one.
Well, Las Vegas have been put on hold.
What about Las Vegas?
It's been put on hold.
Why has Las Vegas been put on hold?
Because I don't know, because it might cost too much money. I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Oh. Puerto Rico is a new development. When are you going to Puerto Rico?
I don't know, after I get my COVID shot.
Okay. Why are you going to Puerto Rico?
For some vacation.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you on that one.
Because I need a vacation, but I'm doing good and everything. Matt. I'm going to see Snake Eyes on Thursday.
Nice. You have to let me know how it is.
Yeah, Snake Eyes looks good. We're supposed to see it today, but unfortunately, I DM you some stuff on your Twitter page.
Oh, I'll take a look. I haven't seen it yet.
Clux 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that on Facebook today.
Yeah, I know, but I'm doing good. I'm losing weight and everything. My face is getting skinny.
Good. I can see that the scar from your shaving accident is healed up.
Yeah, and I'm ready. I'm ready for Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh yeah, trailer drops in the morning.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the feature of Ghostbusters.
Good, man. Good. Me too.
All
right. Well, is anything else you want to say, Anthony?
Well, Jill hasn't responded to my text yet.
Well, yeah, those things. It's been a few months on that one. You could wait, or maybe realize that there's a lot of other fish in the sea. Just cast your net, buddy. Cast your net.
Bob told me you have to talk to her once a week.
Who told you that?
My worker, Prague.
Told you, yeah. Well, you have to, yeah, I mean, if she's responding to you, then yeah, once a week is pretty good.
Yeah.
The chain's nice. It should, yeah, a chain that, a lady's like a dude with jewelry,
Yeah. But I'm turning 38 in a month.
Yeah. And just get a tan, get a nice tan, come out there looking like a Puerto Rican kingpin. And rock a good suit or a tank top or something, and
I heard Kingpin's coming back for Hawkeye.
That's what I heard that as well. I'm hoping that that's true.
So I'm doing good. I'm doing excellent. I'm losing weight. I have some KFC for dinner.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew.
All right. Well, we'll talk again soon, buddy. All right.
Shout out to Saggy.
Shout out to Saggy. Yeah, she's still around. She's I think over. I said hi. I will tell her you said hi, man. All right. See you later. All right, Anthony. Thank you very much. All right. Real quick here, we're just gonna kind of do a quick round. Kira, how's it going, man?
Hey, man. I'm just gonna get to it real quickly. Let me post this in the private chat. I wanted to get your opinion. The fact of the matter is that they're making a Ant-Man and Wasp 2.
Oh, right. Yeah. 3. Well, I mean, yeah, Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Quantumania.
I just wanted to get your opinion on all that stuff.
That it has begun filming.
Yeah, or if you think it's going to be good, or
see, this is my problem with the Ant-Man franchise is I like Peyton Reed as a director. I thought the first Ant-Man was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
The second Ant-Man I only watched the one time, and I never really felt the need to go back and watch it again because nothing happened in the movie.
Well, yeah, especially after like Endgame, and I just don't know, what they're gonna do with this next, or if it's gonna be a complete offshoot or something. So I don't know.
I'm really hoping that they just kind of allow. I mean, this is quantum. This is Quantum Mania. This is meant to be. It's like they're going to go into the quantum realm. It's going to be a big thing. Probably going to end up, Kang is going to be the bad guy, the variants, the multiverse, probably the Fantastic Four. This is going to be a massive thing. And what I'm hoping is I really did enjoy Peyton Reed directing the season finale of Mandalorian season 2 because he's the one who did, the Luke thing. And I'm hoping that he ends up, kind of going that route where it plays into the action and the emotion, because I know that these are kind of meant to be more of the comedic relief type movies. I just feel like Evangeline Lilly kind of lost me in number 2. Cause she was always so serious. And I know that was meant to be her, that was meant to be her character, but it just felt, the whole thing felt kind of just, like something they would shoot over the weekend. And it really was like something you watch once and forget. I don't know. I just didn't really care for it.
Can I just say one thing out of print saying more Ant-Man films? Yawn. I don't know. I think Paul Rudd's pretty great, but
no, I love Paul Rudd. Hey Ray, thanks for coming on in. Have a good one. I totally get it. I totally get it. I want to see more Paul Rudd, and that's but I want to see him in an ensemble where he's like the comedic relief.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, that's all I had, man. I'm going to get out of here.
All right, man. Well, thanks you very much. We'll talk again soon. All right.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Have a good one, buddy. Thank you. All right. And let's get to real quick here. Tony, how's it going, man?
Hello there.
Hello there. So, what's on your mind?
What's been on my mind? Well, recently, within the last few days, maybe a week or so, rumors, assuming they're reputable, have been saying that Thrawn and Ezra Bridger have gotten live action casting. What's your take on that?
We briefly talked about this last night as well. I think Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn, because he voiced the character, is excellent. And he kind of looks the part. I know a lot of people wanted Benedict Cumberbatch to play Thrawn, but, I get it. Benedict is like, no, I'm a movie star. All right. I'm not on TV. Okay, so F off. But I think, and then the guy they got, Aladdin, I forget his name. They're he's apparently been cast as Ezra, and he looks the part, and I think he would. After watching him in Aladdin, I can kind of see him as a street rat type character, very much kind of playing up Ezra Bridger, the older version of Ezra Bridger, and going from there. And I think having those two connect with Ahsoka, and maybe Luke Skywalker, would be a very fascinating thing. And I'm trying to not overthink it as a fan. I'm really not. I just want to see how they played out. Cause right now, absolutely in Filoni and Favreau, I trust.
For sure.
And so I trust their casting. And if Filoni's the one who brought in Mikkelsen as Thrawn, being the showrunner of Rebels, so he would definitely be involved in the casting, that bodes well for trying to maintain that aesthetic. So with any luck, we'll get something really cool out of this. And I'm hoping that it's going to be worth the wait, and the spectacle is going to be something that blows everybody away. But, again, look at what they did for Mandalorian season 2 finale. What are they going to do next? It's going to be big.
And with them coming back, assuming they do, and with Ahsoka already having had her live action debut, do you think Sabine is going to come back at any point?
Yeah. I think Sabine is definitely going to show up, but I am wondering if they're going to use her voice actress, if her voice actor. She doesn't look like Sabine, but I could see, they could, if they want to keep on that, if they wanted to keep it, they could make it work. If not, I don't know who they would cast. Who would be age appropriate for Sabine? Because we don't even know. We don't really know when the epilogue of Rebels took place.
Well, they did say that it's got to be at least after Return of the Jedi, because they did mention that. Yeah.
Well, what I mean by that is I know it's after Return of the Jedi. We know that Mando takes place roughly 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So where in that, is the ending of the Rebel show, did that take place before the episode where Ahsoka made her appearance?
Well, given with Ahsoka's episode of Mando and how they did a name drop with Thrawn, I have to imagine probably before then, possibly, I guess. Or maybe after.
Maybe after. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the that's to be determined. We have to wait. Yeah, we have to wait and find out. And I'm very excited for this one. But all right, man, I'll let you go. I can get to the last person calling on in.
No worries.
But I appreciate waiting, Tony, and we'll talk again soon. All right.
All right. See you soon, Matt.
Thank you very much. Have a good one, buddy. Bye. Thank you. All right, and then finally tonight we're going to be bringing in Andrew Casali. What's going on, Andrew?
Surprise.
How's it a surprise? I knew you were there.
I just wanted to do a joke.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a little tired, so I'm just kind of I'm so ready for bed. So what's on your mind tonight, man?
Well, when I saw the Batfleck thing, I thought when I saw the bike, it made me think, hey Ben, Pattinson's calling. He wants his bike back. Because the way the bike looks similar to Pattinson from that said video.
Yeah, no, I'm a little lost on that one, to be honest with you.
Oh well, but I still think it's cool. Is it me, or does it look like he's getting a new suit?
Batman?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like the Miller-esque logo. It looked like him. But the thing is, Batman's like Iron Man. He's always upgrading his suit.
Right, that's right. I mean, he still got the cow wheel, no?
Yeah, and I think that's going to be I mean, here could be something fascinating. What if, and I know this would piss off Eddie, which is why I want to say it, but what if at the end of everything, when, Ezra goes back, right? First we have Batfleck. He goes back and he meets, he meets Keaton. They fix whatever they need to fix. but he ends up going to a slightly different Earth, and he ends up in the Batman.
Ezra meaning Robert Pattinson?
And that could be the new Earth. That could be what changed. That could be the variant.
Well, to be honest, that'd be pretty cool, but they said that the Batman was his own thing. Besides, they tried to make it feel like that Pattinson and Joaquin's Joker was seen, which I don't see happening.
Well, I mean, that was my take on it. Was I think they should tie in Joaquin's Joker to Pattinson. I just feel like that would be probably like, not that it would be that, that Joker. Well, then again, it all depends on how young Pattinson is. I don't know.
You mean the actor or the character?
Well, the character. Sorry, how young that Bruce Wayne is.
Well, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, next year. I'm not giving it too much thought, but I would say also probably like Matt Reeves was brought in to write and direct. Because when Affleck couldn't crack the nut for his Batfleck movie, Matt Reeves was brought in to direct or to write and direct. And then Affleck left the project, but Matt Reeves took that story, probably that same story, and just retooled it to a different Batman.
Okay.
And so it's like, so it's still somewhat tied to that world of Batfleck, because I guess like you could say like the bedrock of it is kind of rooted in that. So they could find a way to to tie it together.
Okay. And what else? Oh yeah, you know that one set photo show where it's showed Ezra in Keaton's Batcave?
Yeah.
I think it'll be, I don't know if they'll do that, but I think it'll be cool if like when you show him walking in, you hear the Danny Elfman Batman theme.
I have a feeling you will. I just have a feeling that they're gonna do the Elfman theme. Like because here's the thing, they're clearly bringing Keaton back for nostalgia, so why wouldn't they reuse the Elfman theme?
I mean, I remember, I don't know, I remember seeing from the fandom, DC fandom fan art, and that recent video that had like the spoiler, so it looked like Keaton might suit back up again.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. So yeah. I mean, again, I'm just waiting at this point. Like we're gonna get a trailer. Like DC fandom, so like what, like 2.5 months roughly.
Finally,
we're gonna get a trailer for it. We're gonna get a lot more information leading into fandom. I hope it's a much more streamlined event than it was last year, because my God.
Yeah, I remember seeing the video of your criticisms of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like wasted time, and there was a lot of wasted time there.
Yeah, I mean, I did play with the panels that only piqued my interest.
Yeah, and they were supposed to do it to where you could go and look at the panels you wanted to see whenever, at first or whatever. But
yeah,
then they just replayed it like 3 times. Really? It was like, all right, like because it was an 8-hour stream, so they just replayed it 3 times and that was it. And then I had been streaming it, when it was on, and I had a lot of people watching because it wasn't available on YouTube. And then those streams were all like copyright hit. I never released them. I think I took.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people who streamed it.
Yeah, I took them down. I was like, I'm not going to worry about that at this point. So I'm not too worried about that one. But hey, man, I'm going to let you go so I can wind this thing down. I can get to bed.
Good thing, man.
Thanks a lot, Andrew. Have yourself a good night, buddy. Thank you.
All right, bye, man.
Have a good one. All right, HWAD's here with the $5 super chat, which I think was sent to annoy Andrew Casale. I think he did that one. But he says here, I honestly think that Toby and Andrew are only post credits for No Way Home. I don't know. I mean, it would kind of make some sense. And I say that predominantly because I do feel that there's a lot going on in No Way Home that is going to be for one movie. There's so much from there's so many of the leaks and of the other stories and everything else that comes across, and you're like, oh my God, like what exactly is going to happen? Like, holy shit. Like, who's all in this movie? How are they in this movie? How are these things going to play out? We have no way of really knowing, but I think it's going to be very fascinating to see what they do, but it's possible that they're just going to have Toby and Andrew as a post-credit scene. So I appreciate that one. Out of print here really does says Michael Keaton would definitely be good elderly portrayal as Bruce Wayne for Batman Beyond, training a young Terry McGinnis. Oh yeah, man, that'd be great. I think people want that. It's time for Batman Beyond. But then again, it all boils down to like, well, how many Batman are you going to have on the big screen? And I don't know. I get so like frustrated with DC. Here's the thing. I talk about them a lot because stuff keeps coming up a lot. And that's my own goddamn fault, to be honest with you. But it's like, it's just frustrating now. So anyway, I am going to go to bed because it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's a long time. I appreciate everyone coming on in. I appreciate everyone who supported the Super Chat tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys are great. Thank you to all the channel members and everyone who called in. Thank you to RJ and Saggy. And I guess Enosh is still going live right now. He's got a full panel of people. So if you guys want to head over there and check that out, that might be a good way to keep the conversation. They're talking about the DC stuff as usual. So that's going on. I'll be on tomorrow night, hopefully with some more fun topics. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have yourself a great evening. Thank you again, and peace out.